in the matter of Jones versus Moses. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Ms. Jones, you and Mr. Moses were in a relationship for a brief period of time, and according to your complaint, you made 2 loans to him.
That's right.
One involved some criminal restitution, and the other was a loan for an attorney so that he could start divorce proceedings. I assume that this is your wife.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are currently reconciled with your wife, and according to you, Ms. Jones did not make loans to you. These were acts of generosity on her part, and there was no expectation that she was going to be repaid. Is that right, Mr. Moses?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you leave your wife?
I left my wife November 22nd, 2005.
04.
04.
But I would watch myself on the 22nd of November. And when did you meet Miss Jones?
Met Miss Jones January the 2nd.
January the 3rd.
Where?
I actually met her off the chat line.
So you started to communicate with each other on the internet?
Yes, ma'am.
That is not true.
Where did you meet?
My car was broke down when I was coming out of the tanning bed at a strip mall, and he was coming out of a little place called Deals. And I asked him, would he give me a boost? He said, yes, I don't have jumper cables. I said, I do. And he asked me, was I married? I said, no. Are you married? He said, no. And it kind of
So
took
that's
off.
how you met?
That's how we met.
And then you started to communicate on the internet?
No, we started communicating on the telephone.
Is that right?
Telephone come from the chat line, yes. And we actually met. That was our meeting place at Deals parking lot.
Did you first meet her at Deal's parking lot, Mr. Moses, when she asked you for a jumper?
I met her there, but I talked to her on the chat line.
Before?
Before.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did you start speaking to her on the chat line?
Probably December 30th.
That is not true.
So you're telling me 3 days later you met her at Deal's?
That's when she wanted to meet.
Right, it's interesting. Okay. Now, when was the first time, Miss Jones, you gave him money?
It was February the 23rd. I got a phone call in the middle of the night from he and his daughter on a 2-way call stating he'd been arrested falsely for beating his wife up and wanted to know, could I come and bond him out?
Now, you had been dating between the 3rd of January and February 23rd?
Yes.
How much did he need to bail him out?
Initially, it was $10,000, so I'd need $1,000. So I went to the bank and drew the money out. And when I got to the bondsman, they cut him some type of deal, and it was $837.
Well, you have to tell me about the conversation that you had. What did he say to you, and what did you say to him?
On that particular night at midnight, he asked if I indeed would come and bail him out. He would be able to pay me that Friday. I believe that was on a Sunday. And he makes pretty good money, and, you know, so I knew he could afford to give the whole $837 or a whole $1,000. I thought it was going to be $1,000 at that point.
Did he say, I'll give you the money on Friday?
Friday, yes.
Did he give you the money on Friday?
He said he was having some financial problems. He could give me half of it. He gave me $400.
Did you give her $400, Mr. Moses?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the $400 for?
It's for getting me out of jail.
So you acknowledge that this was a loan?
It wasn't a loan. I just told her I would give her $400 back. I mean, I appreciate it. It was my appreciation to her for getting me out. I mean, I just met her, you know, and it was nice of her to get me out of jail.
Just a second. When did you give her the $400?
That Friday, the following Friday.
Just a second. So you called her from jail and you said, could you bond me out? You didn't say anything to her about giving you back money on Friday.
No, ma'am.
It just happens to be that on that Friday you gave her $400.
Yeah, out of generosity, because she was generous enough to get me out of jail, so I told her I'd give her what I could Friday, and then I could give her $400.
Oh, now your story's changed, Mr. Moses.
No.
Now you said that you told her you'd give her what you could on Friday.
Yeah.
Well, that's different from not saying anything to saying, I told her I'd give her what I could. And what you could give her on Friday was $400. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am.
When was the next time Mr. Moses needed money?
It was about 4 weeks later. He told me he had a...
Just a minute. Between that Friday and 4 weeks later, you mean he didn't give you any more money?
He gave me $150, $50 increments.
When?
Actually, the first payment was $517.
No. Just answer my questions. Now you say that he gave you money in $50 increments, another $150. Was that over the next 4 weeks?
No. There was no money exchanged between the initial loan and the second loan.
That's what I want to know.
Yes.
So tell me what happened 4 weeks later.
Well, when I met him, he told me he was not married, okay? Or make that clear. Then I find out that he's got a lawyer that he's dealing with this no count, okay? So he says he's not helping him, he's not helping him to get his kids. His wife is not taking care of the children. He needed his kids desperately. And he knew I had some money saved up, okay? That's my first probably major mistake. And he asked me if I would help him get this new lawyer, put the $1,000 retainer fee. Once his divorce was final, his kids was in his home and they were stable. His financial situation was stabilized. Everything would be on target and he would be able to...
The check's in the mail.
Right.
So you gave him $1,000.
I wrote the $1,000 to the lawyer.
Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am. She had pushed me into divorcing my...
Well, explain that to me. How did she do that?
Well, first of all, I never lied to you about being married. I told her I was married and had 4 children and I was going to get a divorce. That was my goal, to get a divorce.
You were going to get a divorce because your wife was a very nice person?
I was going to get a divorce because we had some marital problems.
Well, some marital problems doesn't always talk about divorce, Mr. Moses. Did you actually come here thinking that you were going to run circles in this courtroom?
No, ma'am.
So you told Miss Jones that your wife wasn't caring for the children?
I did.
That you needed to get custody of your children?
I did. I needed them.
Because your children were at risk with your wife because she wasn't taking care of them?
My mother was watching them, actually, at my mother's house.
No, they were running back.
My mother was watching them.
Were they watching them because your wife has problems?
She was watching them because my wife was, yeah, she had problems.
Put your hand down. What kind of problems did your wife have?
She just had, like,
No, look at my face.
Oh.
What kind of problems did your wife have, Mr. Moses?
She had boyfriend problems. I mean...
Drug.
Did you tell the plaintiff that your wife had a drug problem?
Yes, ma'am.
Karnak.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How did your daughter find out you were in jail?
I called.
And did you say to your daughter, call Miss Jones?
No, I did not.
Baloney!
And later today,
I guarantee you at their stage in life they didn't anticipate taking care of 2 infants, because not only did you make 1 mistake, but you couldn't keep your thing in your pants long enough not to make 2 mistakes.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Brenda Jones says ex-boyfriend Thomas Moses Jr. owes for bail money and a loan to retain an attorney. Brenda claims Thomas lied about being married.
Now, you told Miss Jones that your wife couldn't take care of your children because she was abusing drugs and she had boyfriends, and you needed to get custody of your children.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, how does that translate, Mr. Moses, into she was pushing me to get a divorce from my wife?
Because she kept on me and telling me that she loved me and she wanted me to get divorced from my wife, and she would help me get my children and we could live together, and she kept forcing me to get a divorce.
Forcing you?
I didn't want a divorce.
What did you want?
What
did you want?
I wasn't clear about what I wanted at the time.
I have a feeling, how old are you?
I'm 44.
That is persistent state of your mind.
Absolutely.
Unclear.
Okay.
Now, you went back to your wife when, sir?
Went back to my wife on, I don't know.
Give me a month.
July the 22nd, just when I got a phone call from the wife.
7/22. Now, when you went back to your wife, sir, did your wife enter a drug rehabilitation program?
No, ma'am.
Then she's still using drugs.
No, ma'am.
Well, if one of the reasons you were having marital difficulties, sir, is because your wife was a drug abuser, and if she didn't enter a program, then she's still using drugs, unless you were lying to the plaintiff when you told her that your wife was a drug abuser. So which one is it? Were you lying to the plaintiff, or was your wife still abusing drugs?
She is not abusing drugs now. She's changed, or for whatever reason, I guess.
Miraculously. What kind of drugs was she abusing, sir?
Just marijuana and stuff.
No, what kind of stuff? Marijuana and what kind of stuff?
And, hydrocodone.
And what?
Hydrocodone.
What is that?
Lortabs.
Lortab.
What is that?
He told me some type of nerve pill.
It's a pain pill because she has lupus and she has a bunch of stuff wrong with her.
So she's not taking those pills anymore? She's not using marijuana anymore? Is that what you're telling me?
Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge.
So how come you decided to go home, sir?
For my kids, because things wasn't happening fast enough for me.
So you're home taking care of your children?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you gave her $50 increments 3 times after the loan to the lawyer. What was that for?
It was for the jail.
It was for the jail?
Mm-hmm. For the get me out of jail.
So you were just being a nice guy then? That wasn't a loan?
It was never a loan. I never asked Miss Jones to get me out of jail.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You asked her to get you out of jail because otherwise she wouldn't have known that you were in jail, sir.
No, my daughter called her.
How old is your daughter?
18.
How did your daughter find out you were in jail?
I called. I called my house because my house...
You called your house and you spoke to your daughter?
Mm-hmm.
And did you say to your daughter, call Miss Jones?
No, I did not.
Baloney!
I did not.
Listen, what's your first name?
Tommy. Thomas.
Slick Tommy, let me explain something to you. You don't take advantage of people and then just walk away. You clean up after your mess. You made a mess, you clean up after it. Bad enough that you involved this woman in your muddled mind, your 44-year-old bouillabaisse that you got going up there. But to take her money is unconscionable, sir. Unconscionable. You owe her $1,287. That's the remainder on the bail and the $1,000 for the lawyer that you, for some reason, decided that you didn't need because your children needed you, which is a very nice thing. You decided to go back to your wife for your children's sake. Very nice. I would suggest to you that it doesn't serve your children well if your wife is abusing drugs to live with her. And if your wife isn't abusing drugs, then you told this lady a fib. Because unless somebody gets into a program, if they are drug abusers, they don't stop. Goodbye. $1,287 is what you owe her.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She really didn't give me a chance to talk like I wanted to talk.
She knows a piece of you know what when she sees one.
She still calls me all the time and tries to get me to meet her places.
She just psycho.
I should have never left my wife.
He took advantage of me, took advantage of my heart, and you know, that's the most harmful thing, I think.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Thompson versus Frost. Step forward, please.
Tracy and Steve Thompson are suing Tracy's son, 22-year-old Terry Frost, for a loan to buy a motorcycle, bail money, and impound fees.
Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, this young man is your son?
Correct, my son.
Your stepson?
Yes, ma'am.
I gather you feel he's been a little bit irresponsible.
A lot, yes.
You co-signed for a motorcycle for him a couple of years ago.
Correct.
He stopped making payments on the motorcycle.
Correct.
You took it into your custody. You have the motorcycle.
Correct. It was going to be repoed.
So you made all the payments on it so far?
Correct. When the bank called in regards to being repoed, our credit would be, you know, in bad
jeopardy?
order. Exactly. And so I asked TJ, you know, why aren't you making payments? So then he said at tax time he'd be able to make up what I've already paid and take over payments at that time.
But he didn't?
Correct.
Oh, so now you took a motorcycle back over a year ago?
04, correct. It's been sitting in my backyard.
Okay. Who has the title to it?
I actually got the title. I got it last month, and it's actually in his
Great.
name.
Great.
I have pictures of the bike, too, if you'd like to see it.
I assume you've kept it in good condition?
No, he actually didn't. He laid it down, and then it's like all dismantled, and apparently he blew out second gear. I don't know what all damage is to it, but...
Okay. Have him sign this over to them, please.
Your Honor, I really don't want the bike.
Then you shouldn't have signed for him. You shouldn't have taken it back over a year ago. When you took it back over a year ago, madam, what you should have done is gotten it, sued him, and come to court immediately. You know, now what you have to do is you have to sell it, and if there is any shortfall between that and what you owe on the bike, you may be able to sue him again. But right now, you have to take the bike and you have to sell it. Now let's talk about the bail. You bailed him out again over a year ago.
Yes.
Tell me how that came about.
He called one night. He had gotten a DUI, and I went down the next morning and bailed him out of jail.
When was that?
Late of 03.
In 2003?
Yes.
So 2 years ago.
Yes.
When did you co-sign for this bike?
In 2002.
And what was he driving in when he had a DUI?
Another car of his.
Did you call them?
Yes.
Did you tell them you were going to pay him back for the bail?
I just asked them to bail me out of jail.
And they did?
Yeah.
Were you working?
No.
How'd you expect them to pay you back?
Whenever he got a job.
There are loans, and then there are what we call great expectations. I would assume that when he called you and said, I'm in jail, come and get me out, you said, I'll be right down. Right?
Not quite, but
What did you say to him?
I reluctantly went down.
Right. Because you love her.
No, actually, I was not going to bail him out because that was
Oh,
his
that would have
second
been very
time out.
smart.
And-
I wouldn't have bailed him out.
Well, and then he
Maybe-
felt sorry for him.
And this
then
was in
he bailed him out.
2003. How old are your children?
2 and 8 months.
Oh, at least he might not have had one. He makes a lot of bad choices.
Correct.
Isn't that right, sir?
I guess, yeah.
What do you mean you guess? How old are you?
22.
You're 22 and you have 2 children.
Yep.
And how old is the mother of these children?
21.
And where does she live?
With her mom.
And where do you live?
With my aunt.
That sounds like a wonderful family. Now, you hesitated for a moment, Mr. Frost, when I said you've made some bad choices. Let me explain to you what you've done. In your short period of time, you've probably screwed up their credit. Are they rich people?
No.
Well, you stuck them with a motorcycle loan, right?
Right.
You stuck them with your bail, right?
Right.
You stuck perfect strangers with taking care of 2 babies. That's your girlfriend's parents that she's living with.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I guarantee you at their stage in life, they didn't anticipate taking care of 2 infants. Because not only did you make 1 mistake, but you couldn't keep your thing in your pants long enough not to make 2 mistakes. And you say to me, you have a question as to whether or not you made mistakes?
Yeah.
You have a question?
No.
So you could have avoided the whole thing by saying, you know, I was a dumb kid.
Okay.
Dumb kids make dumb kid mistakes. They don't make babies.
Right.
Not 2. Who do you work for now? That's not a question that requires a lot of thought. You have 2 babies.
For Thompson Tile Maintenance.
You work full-time or part-time?
Part-time, and I go to school full-time.
Where do you go to school full-time?
Davenport University.
What kind of school?
I'm going for medical.
You want to be a doctor?
Not a doctor. A nurse.
Thank God. Do you see your grandchildren?
I do now. There was a period that with this loan, I didn't see him for about 7 months or something like that. And then he had his second baby, and I ended up going to the hospital and seeing the baby. And, you know, he has since told me, you know, him and his fiance are paying off her parents some money. And I think he owes me this money for this bike because I don't want this bike. I want him to pay me for this bike because I didn't want the bike
I think that morally he should do that.
Yes.
I just told you the legal result of what's going to happen here today.
Right.
If your son chooses to take the moral high road, that's up to him. You paying the maternal grandparents of your children some money?
I'm not. My fiance is.
For what?
I don't know, whatever they loaned her.
What do you spend your money on?
He
Baby
gives it
stuff.
to her.
Well, that's good.
Right. No, I agree.
That's
She's
good.
a
That's
blessing.
fine.
She's a blessing.
That's fine. Somebody's got to support these babies.
She's a blessing. She keeps things straight.
So you give her money?
Yeah.
How much?
My whole check.
And what do you give to your aunt?
Nothing.
Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, put a lock on your checkbook.
Right.
Yes,
Jen
ma'am.
did.
Good. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. That's case number 181 on the calendar, the matter of Boone versus Hibbert. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Boone, you claim that Mr. Hibbert owes you for a series of loans that you made
Yes.
to him in order to help him relocate to another city. In addition, he stored his car or truck or SUV in your home, and you want him to pay storage fees for that. Okay. So you met, and at some point he asked you out. You went out for dinner, you went out for a movie, you went out for a drink, you went out for something, or did he just initially ask you for money?
No, it was a 3-day period, kind of a whirlwind romance, if you would. The way he got to my house was by telling me that he was interested in buying one of my cars that I had for sale, that he wanted to come see it. He also said he was a licensed mechanic and could check out this car I was test driving. He tried to get me to go out with him that night.
You're talking too fast.
Okay.
I'm not interested in the social aspect,
Okay,
madam.
right.
I'm interested. You met him on January 6th. When for the first time did he ask you for money?
3 days later, he informed me that the next day he would be moving to the state of Georgia to go to seminary. He said he needed money to get to seminary, that it was a big move, it was a long way away. And I asked him how much. He said $2,000 or $3,000. So I told him that I would be able to loan him too. Normally, I don't walk around with that kind of cash, but I had just cashed a check from a sale of a business that my family owned.
Had you told him about that?
I had showed him a cashier's check for $17,500 from
Oh,
me to me.
Miss Boone,
I know.
what a mistake.
Yeah, I learned you don't do that.
How much money did you give him?
I gave him $2,000 in cash that day. The next day he said he...
Your Honor, the fact of the matter is...
Don't tell me what the fact, just tell me about the $2,000.
Miss Boone wanted to get into a relationship with me from day one.
Good. Let's start day one, January 9th. You took $2,000 from her, is that correct?
She gave me the money as a down payment on my vehicle.
Down?
No.
Oh, shh, shh, shh. Just a second. Just a second. Shh. Just a second. She gave you $2,000 as a down payment on the car.
Yes, Your Honor.
How, don't say anything, Miss Boone, how much was the total price of the car?
I told her that I was selling the car for $6,500.
I'm going to ask you questions, so you're going to have to be really quick with your answers.
No problem.
Mr. Hibbert,
No
I want to tell you
problem,
something. You think you're smart? Between him and me, you're a kindergartner. I want you to trust me on that. And you don't want to appear foolish here, do you, Mr. Hibbert?
No, Your Honor.
Now, what kind of car was it that you were going to sell her for $6,500?
A 1994 black BMW 325 IS, Your Honor.
Salvage rebuild.
Shh! Now, so she gave you $2,000 down payment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did she ever purchase the car?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
So you never gave her title to the car?
I let her hold the title in good faith. I did not sign the back, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have the title back?
She didn't want to give it to me back, Your Honor.
Do you have the car?
No, Your Honor.
Where's the car?
I sold it, Your Honor.
How much did you sell the car for and to whom?
$5,000, Your Honor.
To whom?
To,
You're making it up as you're going along, Mr. Hibbert.
No, Your Honor, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's to an individual in Atlanta, Georgia that I sold the vehicle to.
Name?
Her name is,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know
He
it.
doesn't get it.
I don't know it.
Right,
You told him.
Right, I told him.
You told him.
I told him. Who are you ministering to, Mr. Hibbert? I want to know who you're ministering to, sir.
Who am I ministering to?
Yes, you're a minister, aren't you?
Yes, Your Honor.
I want to know who you're ministering to.
Currently, no one, Your Honor.
That's a very good thing, Mr. Hibbert. That's very, very good. Because the truth will set you free, Mr.
Amen.
Hibbert.
Yes,
Why
it will.
didn't you give her back her $2,000?
I called her up and told her I would give her $2,000 back.
Oh, here we go. Good.
She said, I don't owe her $2,000, I owe her $4,300. And she maliciously went to the church that's endorsing me.
I don't care whether she went to a church or not.
And they pulled my endorsement, and that's the reason why I called her.
Oh, just a minute. You mean she went to your church and said he's got my $2,000?
No,
and
that's not all she said, Your Honor. She said that I did sexual misconduct to her. She said that I took her $4,300 from her, and she said that I trespassed on her property.
You're not supposed to take advantage of people, Mr. Hibbert, if you want to be a minister.
I'm not taking advantage of anyone.
Because in January, you should have sent her back her $2,000. In February, you should have sent her back her $2,000. You took her $2,000. Isn't that right?
I loaned him more than that, and it wasn't
Just a
for
second.
payment.
Listen. Did you hear what I said to him?
Yes.
About giving me an upfront?
Yes.
All right. Did you have a discussion with him about buying his BMW?
No, I've always driven hand-me-down Cadillacs that my father would give. I'm a Cadillac person. And I have a 2002 Cadillac that I'm buying right now. Okay. I loaned it to him to move to seminary.
Whether it was a loan or whether it was a down payment on a car that he never came through with, he owes you the $2,000, right?
Your Honor, when you go to a car dealership and you put a down payment on a vehicle and you do not continue to make payments, what happens, Your Honor?
You took the car.
They come and take the car from
No,
you,
you
and
took
you out
the
of your
car.
money.
You took the car to
Yes, Your
Georgia.
Honor, I did, and she knew this up front. She knew that that's what I was doing.
He doesn't owe you anything for storing his car in your carport.
Okay, he said he was going to get it in 1 week. He came back 4 months later to get it.
What I'm telling you is, you could have gotten a tow truck to tow it out, send him a letter, say, if you don't get it out of here in 5 days, I'm getting rid of it. But that kind of favor does not turn into a contract just because you don't want the car. You don't want the car, they call the garbage man, let him take the car. You don't get storage fees. Do you understand?
I understand what
Good.
you're saying.
Very good. Now, tell me what happened, sir, about this business where you were arrested for trespass.
Once I found out that she went to the church and told the pastor these felonious stories, I then went to North Carolina to get my truck. Now, once I was at the mechanic waiting for my vehicle, the police roll up and arrest me and take me to jail, saying that they
Can
have...
I see a copy of the complaint?
Yes,
Don't
Your
raise
Honor.
your hand, Miss Boone.
Right here, there's the arrest, warrant for arrest, and here's the court where they dismissed, gave me a not guilty charge on that, Your Honor.
That's not what it was about.
Okay. Date of the offense, it says here, was February 6th, 2005. What happened on February 6th, madam?
We had a big argument. I was telling him to leave. He would not leave. The only way I finally got him out was to say, okay, I'm leaving. We're both going to walk out. And we did.
I'm not getting the trespass, madam.
Okay, they informed me that the magistrate
Don't
informed
tell me what the magistrate...
Okay.
I'm asking you, what conduct of Mr. Hibbert's did you complain about to the police?
He was blocking my door, and it was pretty scary at the moment. It was making me anxious.
And then, listen to me, subsequently, the same night, you got back together again.
Yes.
Was there any other conduct by Mr. Hibbert after that, where you told him to leave, he was blocking the door, and he didn't leave, that you reported to the police by way of the trespass?
No.
That was it?
Yes.
And when did you report that to the police?
The day that I filed the monetary charges, he was already in custody, and that day. It was May 27th, I think.
Right.
Okay.
It was May 27th. So what you're telling me is you had this argument on February 6th, wherein you fought with him because he didn't come back. He was supposed to come back, and he blocked the door, and that was a trespass because you were told him to leave. You ultimately both left together, and then later that night you reconnected and got together.
Yes.
You didn't report that to the police February 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, the month of February.
Right.
Month of March, you didn't report it to the police. March, April, May, you didn't report it to... You reported to the police 4 months later. That's what you're telling me?
Yes.
You just lost your $2,000.
Well,
you just lost your $2,000, Miss Boone. I'm going to tell you why. Not because I think he deserves a break, but because when people abuse the justice system, I'm not talking about civil court. Civil court, you take him to. Civil court, he owes you $2,000. You take him to civil court. But when you bring out a detective to take a statement, you took the time of at least one policeman, you took the time of a magistrate, you took the time of a court, you took the time of court officers, clerks to draw up your papers. You took all that time because you felt as if he didn't do the right thing by you. And you were going to get him good.
No.
You weren't just going to get him for the $2,000. You were going to get him good because that's not a trespass, madam.
The magistrate advised me to do it, and it was...
Well, listen to me. That's baloney. That's baloney. I don't believe it. It's hearsay. What you did was vindictive, and I don't care if what you do is vindictive. I mean, you know, vindictive conduct, as far as I'm concerned, somebody who really is an amoral person parading around as a preacher, that you can be as vindictive as you like. But when you abuse the justice system, that's something that I won't tolerate.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
She told me, too bad, I've talked to an attorney and you're not getting any more than that.
She told me she wanted to take her dog to the vet weekly for the next 6 months, and she wanted me to pay for that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Carolyn Boone says former lover Peppy Hibbert owes for a loan and storage fees. Peppy is countersuing, claiming Carolyn had him falsely arrested for trespassing.
You weren't scared, madam, of him, frightened of what he was going to do between February 6th, when he blocked the door, and later that evening when you got back together. Now, when you say you got back together and reconnected, do you want to tell me what that means, Mr. Hibbert? Does that mean that you went out for dinner together? Does that mean you had a drink together? Does that mean that you were intimate together? What does that mean?
I've never been intimate with this lady.
Okay. What does it mean when you said to me you got back together?
We got a hotel room and stayed there.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
So what you're telling me is after you got a hotel room together, you decided to tell somebody in the justice system that he trespassed on your property on February 6th.
To her.
All right. Well, I'm not interested in it. You just lost your $2,000. Sir, and you just paid her $2,000 on your counterclaim. Do you understand? That means you get exactly what each of you deserve. Nothing. Goodbye. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's reaching for straws to try to get out of paying me the $4,300 that I loaned him.
I continually told her I wasn't interested in having a relationship with her.
He's trying to get me back. He's saying I ruined his career.
And then when she saw that I was standing strong to not wanting a relationship with her.
But it'll be brought to light, not here in this forum, but ultimately it will be brought to light.
She then decided, okay, let me maliciously try to ruin this man.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Crowther versus Moore. Step forward.
Shelby Crowther is suing her neighbor, 24-year-old Cody Moore, for vet bills. Shelby says Cody's 6-year-old son, Caden, threw her dog in the air and broke his leg.
According to your complaint, Miss Moore's little boy, this 6-year-old, was in your backyard where your dog was playing. He was invited over by your son, who is a couple of years older. How old are you?
8.
Stand up next to your mother. I have a few questions for you. Tell me your name.
My name's Cody.
Cody, do you know this little boy's name?
No.
What's your name?
You know
Caden Moore. He does know my name.
Caden Moore.
Yeah, when we were at daycare.
Caden.
Okay. Is he your neighbor?
Yes.
Remember that day when your dog got injured?
Yes.
You remember?
Yes.
You have to answer my questions. Were you playing in the backyard?
Yes.
Did you invite him to come over in your backyard? No. Did you offer him a lollipop?
Yes, but I put it through the fence.
Did you offer him a lollipop?
Yes.
And did he take the lollipop?
Yes.
Did he come around in your backyard?
No.
He was never in your backyard?
Yes, but...
How did he get there?
Climbed the fence.
And what happened when he got there?
We started playing for a little, then he picked him up and threw him up in the air and broke his leg.
What did you say to him when he did that?
Nothing.
What did you do?
I picked up Gizmo.
And where did he go?
My mom told him to go back home.
And he did. And you took your dog Gizmo to the doctor?
Correct.
And he had a broken leg?
Right.
And you want Miss Moore to pay for the vet bills?
Correct.
I'm listening.
I did not become aware of the situation until she had come over to my house to let me know what was going on. I talked to my son, and he said that her son told him that if he'd climb the fence, that he would give him a sucker and they could play.
So he's over in the backyard?
Mm-hmm. And my son did say that he picked up the dog, that her son asked him to put the dog down, and my son did that. However, he did not throw her dog at
Well, how do you
all.
think the leg got broken?
I believe that he did drop her dog. A dog that weighs 4 pounds has a leg like a toothpick, so I'm sure it did break. That's,
Okay.
I believe that.
So either way, whether he dropped him or threw him.
I offered to pay the bills. I gave her my cell phone number. I asked her to please call me when the dog was done so that I knew what was going on. She's my new neighbor. I just moved in.
So what was the problem?
The problem started when she tried to press criminal charges on my child.
No,
And
what
that's actually
happened?
in the police report that I have with me. She had told the police a completely fabricated story. The police
Well,
came...
what did you do after the dog? You took the dog to the vet.
After I picked the dog up, went in the house, and immediately went over to her house. My husband held the dog for me. I went over to her house and explained to her what had happened. She told me that's not possible. Her son was in his bedroom unpacking.
No,
I said that is not true. He was just in my backyard, and I told him to go home.
Okay, well, maybe she didn't know that.
We went into the backyard. He wasn't in there, so he was in the garage. And she asked him, and he said yes, he did pick the dog up and drop the dog.
Okay.
And I told her, I said, you're going to be responsible for these vet bills. I said, I don't have the money. She looked at me and said, well, I'm a single mom, so maybe it's best to put the dog to sleep and I will buy you a new one. I immediately looked at her and said, that's not how this works. This is my dog. I mean, he's my baby. We're not going to put him to sleep.
Did you go over there, Miss Crowther, angry?
No, I did not raise my voice at her.
You don't have to raise your voice.
I was upset. I was bawling.
Okay.
I was upset.
Okay. I mean, I can imagine that you were upset, and I can imagine that you were not calm when you spoke to her. You may not have been screaming at her. You may not have been cursing at her. I don't know. But I assume, based upon just the way you phrased it to me today, that you did not go over there in a neighborly-like way.
Right.
Well, that was wrong. This is not something that's done maliciously.
Right.
So then you should have taken it down a notch. Right?
Right.
You owe her an apology.
I'm sorry if I upset you.
You should have taken it down a notch. She didn't do anything.
Right. I didn't become enraged until she told me to put my
just
dog
a second.
to sleep.
Enraged is a relative term. If you went over there and said, gee, that was just a real bad accident, I think that your little boy was responsible for my dog's broken leg. Right. You know, I'm going to take the dog to the vet. You know, we're going to be able to handle this. That's one way of putting it. Another way of putting it is to go over there with screaming mimis on, you know, because your dog is injured. I got it. But I think, at least with her, you overreacted. She said she'd pay the vet bill. What's the vet bill?
Well, the problem
She
is...
said she'd pay the vet bill. What's the vet bill?
$364.25.
That's a hefty bill for her to pay, but if she said she would pay it, it's her responsibility, and she's going to take care of it. Did you call the police?
Yes.
Why?
Because I was informed that I had to have a police case number in order to file a civil claim in court.
Well, I don't know who's giving you legal advice. Certainly not any reputable person I know. You don't need a police report in order to file a small claims case.
I don't understand if I said I would pay it, why she would have to file a small claims case anyway.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
She was only going to pay the initial bill. She told me she would not pay to have the cast removed. She flat told me, I'm only going to pay the $299. And I says, what about the remaining cost? She told me, too bad, I've talked to an attorney and you're not getting any more than that.
Actually, she told me she wanted to take her dog to the vet weekly for the next 6 months, and she wanted me to pay for that.
The vet required that he come in every week to have the cast looked at so that it didn't get infected or anything happened.
The whole bill was $364.25. Judgment for the plaintiff, $364.25. When you have a new neighbor, you try to handle things reasonably. She seems like a nice lady. Now you're at odds with each other and you share a backyard. That's terrible. And you have 2 kids who would probably play very nicely together. You know, they're 2 nice little boys. See if you can go have a cup of coffee together. It would probably be a very good idea. You're going to live there for a long time?
Plan to.
All right, so you got off to a bad start. See if you can make it better.
Okay.
You'll be happier. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 233 on the calendar in the matter of Ali versus Dugan. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Ali, it is your claim that you and a boyfriend were at defendant's club and you were, without provocation, assaulted by an employee of his. And the defendant's position is that you were intoxicated and that any injuries that you sustained as a result of your own intoxication. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. When were you at his club?
On May 9th of this year.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
And what do you do?
I go to school and I do customer service.
What school do you go to?
OSU.
What is
Ohio
that?
State.
You a full-time student?
Part-time.
And you work part-time or full-time?
Part-time.
Who's your boyfriend? Is he here?
He's right there.
How old is he?
He's 22.
Does he go to school also?
Yes.
Now, on the 9th of May, who were you at this club with?
I was with him.
Just
with
the
my
2 of you?
boyfriend. Just 2 of us.
Had you been to this club before?
I've been there once before.
What time did you arrive there?
I arrived there about 11:40.
Where had you been before that evening?
Before that evening, I've been to the movies.
With your boyfriend?
Yes.
And from the movies, you went to the club?
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
Okay. At the time when we got there, we were just having fun, just around there. And then it got about 2 o'clock. It was time for everybody to go home. And we were about to leave, and then one of the security guards, he was going to open the back door for us to leave. And all of a sudden, I heard another security guard yelling behind us. He came and he said, "I know you two heard me calling you back there. Why are you ignoring me?" And my boyfriend nicely said that, "I'm sorry we didn't hear you, but we are leaving right now." And then he said, "No, you can't go because I know you were ignoring me and you need to tell me why you were ignoring me." And then he grabbed my arm. And when he grabbed my arm, I yanked my arm off him and told him, "Please don't ever touch me again." And as soon as I said that, he must have got mad, and he grabbed both of us and just pushed us against the wall real hard.
Shh, don't say anything.
When he pushes against the wall real hard, like it hurt my back. And then all of a sudden, it happened so fast that he hit me, and I must have dropped because I don't remember exactly what happened. I heard noises, but I couldn't see. I remember my boyfriend grabbing me. When he grabbed me, we were pushed out from the back door. And then we heard all noises, and I heard my boyfriend call the police and the ambulance for me. And then when the cops arrived, he asked us what happened. And when my boyfriend tried...
Can I see the police report?
Sure.
Is the security guard still in your employ?
No, ma'am, he's not.
What's his name?
I know him as Big Ant.
Big Ant?
Yes.
How long did he work for you?
It's perhaps a year or so.
Well, Mr. Dugan, you pay your employees on the books?
Sometimes.
Did you pay Big Ant on the books or off the books? Look at me.
Yes, ma'am.
On the books or off the books?
He was paid cash at the end of every night. I do not know if he reported it.
Well, I'm just asking you because if you paid him on the books, then you'd have to have a name other than Big Ant.
Yes, ma'am.
You thought this was going to be easy?
No, ma'am.
It's not going to be easy.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you weren't there that night.
No, I wasn't.
And you don't know what happened. Hopefully...
I was home with my pregnant wife, who was 2 weeks away from giving birth, ma'am.
Listen, they're good for you.
Thank you.
And I hope everything turned out okay. But right now you have this gentleman who I assume wants to tell me what he saw because he was there that night. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll be up there in a second. I want you to make sure you got it all straight in your head. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any other reports that you have?
No, ma'am. I have some pictures of the incident that
I would like
happened
to
to
see
my
them.
eye.
You were treated at the hospital for
my eye.
You had a laceration under your eye, according to the police. Somebody socked you in the eye.
Right.
Is that the only injury that you sustained?
Yes.
Tell me your name.
Troy Jones.
On what date did Big Ant terminate your employ?
As of that night. Not heard from him since.
When you say as of that night, is that because he didn't return to work on the 10th? Or because you told him not to return to work on the 10th?
He left before the police arrived, or when the police arrived.
And you know that from this gentleman?
He and other employees.
Why did Big Ant take off?
I have no idea, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Jones, how long have you been in Mr. Dugan's employ?
On and off for about 5 years.
In what capacity?
I work with the bands that work there on a particular night, specifically Sunday nights.
What do you mean you work with the bands?
I'm also a member of the band also.
How many hours were you working that night?
I usually arrive at the club early, about 8 o'clock, and then the band usually starts performing anywhere between 10:30 and 11 o'clock at night.
When you're playing with the band, do you have any alcohol?
No, I don't drink at all.
Tell me what you observed on the 9th of May.
At around 2:15, we're between 2:15 and 2:30. We asked that security start having people leave the bar because by law everybody has to be out of the bar by 2:30. Also, what happens is the bar staff will not count any money until all the patrons are out of the bar. Well, they were walking the other direction.
They were walking in what direction?
Toward the side door, which is basically like an emergency exit. Big Ant is telling them, hey, you got to go out. We have to leave now. You have to go this way. Well, he said it 5 or 6 times. By the time he gets up to them, they get together. Some words were exchanged. I don't know exactly what was said, but all I know is I seen a hand come up, which looked like a female hand. He was scratched, and there was a ruckus in between her and her boyfriend and Big Ant. And it wasn't a punch. It was more or less like an open hand smack like that. But he's a big guy, so it may have caused some damage. But it looked like she attacked him first.
Well,
that's a lie.
You didn't, but shh, Mr. Jones, you didn't actually see that.
Yes, I did. From where I was standing, what I could see, yeah.
Where you were standing, what you can see. Now, you're equivocating. The one thing you didn't equivocate about was you saw Big Ant hit her. It looked like with an open hand somewhere around her face. That you said you saw.
Yes.
Well, an open hand doesn't cause this kind of damage.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I saw what appeared to be a female hand. Of necessity, it would have to be the plaintiff, unless her boyfriend has feminine hands.
And later today.
Well, when you pulled it off, madam, you scratched the paint.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did!
No, I didn't.
Listen to me. Yes, you did. That's why I'm here and you're there.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Sarah Ali says she was punched in the face at Dan Dugan's nightclub. Sarah says the culprit was one of Dan's bouncers.
Okay, let's go back to what you saw at the beginning. You said that you saw what appeared to be a female hand. Is that what you told me?
Yeah, going up like this, coming down at him.
Well, how many females were standing there, Mr. Jones?
It was only one.
So, describe what a female hand looks like, Mr. Jones.
Well, I mean, a female hand is not nearly as big as a man's hand in most cases, is what I think. I could be
So
wrong.
there were 3 people there.
Right.
Is that right? Big Ant, this young lady, and her boyfriend.
Right.
So when you say to me, I saw what appeared to be a female hand, of necessity, it would have to be the plaintiff, unless her boyfriend has feminine hands. Is that right, Mr. Jones?
Could be, could not be.
Well, I mean, by a process of elimination, if there are 3 people standing there, unless, according to you, Big Ant scratched himself, sir, it would have to be one of the other 2 people.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
I'm having too much fun. Now, did you wait around for the police to arrive, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I was still there.
Did you observe the ambulance?
I seen the ambulance pull up, yes.
So you knew that the police were treating this as a serious incident.
Yes.
Is that right?
Well, if they were called, yes.
And if they were treating this as a serious incident, clearly they were treating this young lady as the victim.
Right.
And certainly, based upon what you told me, you observed that this young lady was the aggressor in this incident. Is that right?
Yes, they both were.
No, 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 you didn't say both. I said who was the aggressor. Based upon what you told me, she was the aggressor. Is that right? And you would want to be a good citizen. You are a good citizen, aren't you, Mr. Jones?
Yes, Your Honor.
Could you explain to me how the police report is silent with regard to your statement to the police that she was the aggressor and scratched him?
No policeman ever came and talked to me.
Well, do you think that the police have some sort of crystal ball? If you have information that this employee of the club that you know for a year was the real victim, and there were a lot of people there, you think it's a good idea to go up to the police and say, listen, I saw the whole thing. She scratched him first. Look at his face. Well, the police report doesn't say anything about Big Ant having any scratches on his face.
Well, he wasn't there to make a report.
Even more of a reason for someone who witnessed the whole process to go up to the police and say, listen, the guy took off, but he was really not responsible. She was responsible. She assaulted him. Isn't that right, Mr. Jones?
Yeah.
Sit down.
Can I make one statement?
Anything else you want to say to me, Mr. Dugan?
I don't think so, Your
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, $3,000. That's all.
All you guys do, let's check out.
Had you contacted me, I would have helped you. I'm really sorry what happened to you.
I'll be back to it.
I'm really sorry what happened.
I'll be back.
Okay. I'm going. Thank you. Thank all of you. Have a good life. She rendered her decision as she saw fit. That's her job.
I think I got what I deserved.
I'm happy with the judgment, but I still they need some regulations in that club.
As I was leaving, this security guard comes out of nowhere and picks on us for some reason.
They said that a woman was punched by a bouncer when she refused to leave.
I tried calling the club many times.
They want to come and have a nice time and behave themselves and leave when it's time to leave? Great.
I never went back there after that happened, and I don't intend to go back.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Villapudua versus Contreras. Step forward.
22-year-old Lorena Villapudua is suing her boyfriend's ex, 24-year-old Magdalena Contreras, for vandalizing her car. Lorena claims Magdalena ripped off the license plate frame.
According to your complaint, the defendant, Ms. Contreras, is your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend.
Correct.
They also have a child together.
Right.
How old is that child?
He's 6.
Are you pregnant again?
Yes.
Whose baby is that?
My fiance.
You live together?
Yes.
You only have one child?
Little Rudy, and then this one that's coming on the way.
According to your complaint, you and your fiancé were at an open school night at Rudy's school.
Right.
The defendant was there with her mother.
Yes.
There was some sort of an argument that took place, and after that, Ms. Contreras vandalized your car.
Yes, because she was upset with him.
Ms. Contreras says she didn't do as much as you said she did, just did a little. Is that your defense?
Yes.
Ms. Contreras, that's almost like being a little bit pregnant. It doesn't happen.
Lorena Villapudua says her boyfriend's ex, Magdalena Contreras, vandalized her car. Magdalena claims Lorena provoked her.
Now, I'm going to go to Ms. Contreras because Ms. Contreras doesn't seem to object and seems to acknowledge the fact that she did put her hands on your car. So I'm going to ask her to tell me why.
Because my ex, Rudy, was supposed to take our son.
Rudy?
Yes. He was supposed to take our son to open house, which he didn't. And
okay. So it was an open school night and Rudy was with his father?
Yes.
For how long?
It's joint custody, so every other week he's with his dad.
So he had him for the week?
Yes.
Okay, so he didn't bring him to open school night?
Yeah, he didn't.
So?
So I got upset and I started asking him, why didn't he bring our son? And he said our son would rather be with his grandpa. And I just got upset and I started yelling at him.
In the school?
Yeah. Yes.
Why?
Because I was upset. I was hurt that he didn't take our son.
Control yourself. You were making a scene in the school?
Yes.
Well, that's stupid.
I know it's stupid.
Didn't your mother tell you to shut up?
Yeah, she did tell me to shut up, but I didn't
Good
listen
for
to her.
you.
No, she didn't.
Good for you.
She did not.
Shh. Am I the kind of person who needs help from you?
No.
So you created a scene in your son's school, which of course left everybody, including the teachers, the administration, the other parents, with the idea that this child comes from a home where they're not going to let their kids go and visit, certainly, because his mother doesn't know how to control herself.
Well, I was very hurt that he didn't take our son. Our son was
Get over it.
all happy that he was going to go.
Get over it. Did the court grant you joint custody?
Yes.
If the court granted you joint custody, then the court clearly had to say, I think that both of these parents are responsible enough to take care of this child an equal amount of time, that they're two good parents And they made a judgment that he was as good a parent as you were. So that if he's with his father and his father decides not to bring him to open school night, that's none of your business. So let's move on from there. So you got angry, making a scene in the school in front of other people. Then what did you do?
We went into the classroom. The teacher started talking to us, and she was showing us...
Were you behaving at this point?
Yeah.
Good. And?
And then I just went to his desk and got his little picture, and then me and my mom took off, and then I seen Lorena's car, and I recognized it, and I just broke off her license plate holder. That's all I did to it. I didn't scratch it or anything else.
Well, tell me exactly the steps that you took. You saw her car while you were driving in your car?
No, I was
you
walking to my car.
Okay. You were walking to your car, you saw her car.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to bend down. Did you take off the back license plate or the front?
The back, just the holder.
And what did you do with it?
I broke it off, and then I was going to leave it on her window, but I didn't, so I just took off with it.
Can I see photographs of the damage to the car, please?
Yes, you may. I also have a police report.
I'd like to see that, too.
And it has a witness, a 13-year-old girl that was standing out near the car.
Well, when you pulled it off, madam, you scratched the paint.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did!
No, I didn't. I didn't
Listen
scratch
to
her
me.
car.
Listen to me. Yes, you did.
No.
Yes, you did. That's why I'm here and you're there.
I didn't scratch her car.
That's why I'm here and you're there.
Your Honor, I seen it.
Just a second. Say nothing. You still have to share custody of this child, I assume.
Yes.
So, she can get mad at me, I don't care. As a matter of fact, I rather like it. You were driving the white truck?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said to your daughter, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Exactly. What did you say to this idiot when she got back into the car?
I told her that, why did you do that? It was uncalled for.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You have an estimate?
I do. I didn't scratch her car when I broke that off. There's no way that I scratched her car. Your Honor, may I say something?
Go ahead.
The license plate frame is screwed on.
I know what she did. She
can't-
pulled it off. She went like this in order to get it off, and in doing so, she scratched the car with the license plate. That's what she did. And she keeps saying, I just took off the frame. When you went over to take off the frame, genius, did you have with you a pliers?
No.
You had your hands?
Yes.
So you had to pull it. It was screwed on. When you pulled it, in order to get it off, and you were jiggling it, you scratched around the car. Do you get it?
I didn't scratch your car.
Oh, what an idiot. What an idiot. Listen, do me a favor. You know, she's pregnant now. When she's finished, discuss birth control with her. It's really a shame that we're continuing this. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $618. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Versus Strides. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Strides, the defendant is your former wife.
Correct.
How long were you married?
All together, about 6 years.
And you have a child together,
Correct.
boy or a girl.
Girl.
And you have custody of that child.
Correct.
And Mrs. Strides has a child from a previous relationship. How old is that child?
9.
And you also have physical custody of that child.
That's true.
And how long have you had physical custody of both children?
Both children, about 2.5 years, maybe a little bit longer.
Is that when the two of you separated 2.5 years ago?
No, we actually separated in August of '99. And then when we separated, a short amount of time went by, and then she left the area with Felicia and Cameo to Arizona. And then I flew down and got the children in her and drove back in her car. And from that point on, I've had the children.
Did she remain with you?
No, she stayed about 2 months, and then she drove back.
Leaving you with both children?
Correct.
And you've had them ever since?
Yes.
Your lawsuit says that your former wife receives child support for the older child from the older child's father.
That's right.
And you have not gotten that money.
No.
And the child's been in your custody. So you are suing her for that money.
Correct.
Not child support that she should pay you for your daughter and her daughter.
No.
She doesn't pay you any child support, I assume.
Well, she's starting to now. There's an order in place.
But prior to that,
Yeah.
she hadn't given you any support for your daughter.
No.
And she hadn't given you the support money that she collects for Cameo.
No.
And that's what your lawsuit is for. Not for the support for your daughter
No,
for the last two and a
that's
half
right.
years, but only for the money that she collects from Cameo's father.
That's right.
Mrs. Stry says that you agreed to let her keep that money because she gave up spousal support. That's your defense. Is that right?
Yeah, yes.
How much were you collecting for the 2 years that Cameo was in Mr. Stry's custody?
Well, it's originated as $239 a month, and then, but if he didn't work a whole month, then, you know, I only got a portion of that. So it was generally about $185 a month.
You want to explain to me, Ms. Stry, what your defense is? This about waiving spousal support? Tell me about it.
Okay. Well, this all started, I needed to get into acquaintance with my biological father after my mother died. And I tried to get Jason to move to Arizona a few times, and he didn't seem too anxious to do that. And I started going through depression and all kinds of feelings of loss and stuff, and I was not myself at all. And I decided that I needed to go be with my family and get to know my biological father. Well, I moved in with my biological father with my 2 children, and I didn't realize that I was walking into a life of hell. I basically moved into a house that was full of drugs. I didn't know this until after I got to Arizona. You know, I mean, I was unaware of it at all. And I got to Arizona, and the house was just,
Okay,
you know,
so it was a
people
bad
coming.
situation.
Very
So-
bad. And I
That was 1999.
Right, I was very stuck.
Let's fast
there.
forward.
I was very stuck because my car broke down and I couldn't work. And so I decided that, you know, I started getting into the drugs, and I decided that the best thing for me to do for my children were to bring them back to their dad.
Good.
Because
So
I
that's
knew
what
he
you
was
did.
a good father.
That's what you did.
Right, but I had to go back down to Arizona to testify to a hearing down there.
About what?
About a drug situation that went on in the house.
Let's get to your defense to this action.
Okay. The reason I haven't
The
sent
reason
him
you
the
kept the
checks,
money
right,
is
because he was telling me to go ahead and keep them, because he said that he wanted his wife to be supported by
Is
some
that what
kind
you
of
said
money.
to her?
That's not true. You got to understand, it was a little bit of a precarious situation because I had custody of a daughter that I'm not a biological parent for, and under her situation that she was currently involved with, I was afraid to force the issue because the father might step in, and I had no contact with him for a long time. He had no idea that I had the kids.
What you're suggesting is that you felt threatened that either the biological father or the defendant would come back to take Cameo if you pressed the issue of the money.
Very much.
Is that right?
I was very, very frightened of that, yes.
Very good. Then what changes that now?
I've spoke with the father, and he knows what's going on.
Then you should have spoken to him before, Mr. Stries. I was very sympathetic for you when I read your papers, and I said he's absolutely entitled to that money. But if what you're telling me is for 2.5 years you decided to forego that, it's not fair now to say, well, I spoke to the father, he's well aware of the situation, he doesn't want custody, and therefore I can go against her for the money. That's really what you're doing.
That is
right?
correct.
Well, you can't do that. That's unfair.
That's unfair?
Yes, it's unfair. If you had put her on notice immediately and said, I want the money that you want, put your hand down. I want the money that you're getting for Cameo, because that's the right thing to do.
I see your point.
You do see my point.
I see your point.
And if you didn't do that because you wanted to keep things quiet and you lulled her into the sense of, well, I'm going to be able to keep this money because he wants to keep things quiet. I mean,
That's not true.
Who are you?
I'm sorry.
Who are you?
My name is Donna.
Who are you to this?
I'm a witness.
Who
to
are
the
you to
plaintiff.
this case?
I'm a witness to the plaintiff.
Are you his girlfriend?
I guess you can call me that.
I'm not interested in hearing from you. Didn't I make that clear by not acknowledging you?
That's a lie.
Do you understand what I just said?
Yes, I do.
And I want to explain something further to you. These are not your 2 children.
That's correct.
Don't get involved. Do you understand?
They live with me.
I don't care. Don't get involved.
Fine.
That's a big mistake. It's between these 2 people, not you. So you get my point?
I get your
You
point.
lulled her into a false sense of security, and I don't care how much she's given you this prodding and say you got to get the money back from her. The smart thing to do is nothing. Now she's sending support. The father is aware of the situation. You want to sue him for support? Fine.
To him?
Yes, of course.
For back support?
No,
Okay.
prospective.
Okay.
Back support you pay.
All right. That's going on right now.
Fine. Good. Then, as far as the other money is concerned, it's gone. Kiss it to God. It never happened. We understand each other?
Yes.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It's not her fault you got involved with the drug
No, it's
culture and
not.
people who commit murder and people who sell drugs and are trying to put your life back in order. An innocent person shouldn't have to suffer because of what a guilty person did.
And later today,
When were you divorced?
It was during summertime.
I know the hour and the second.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jason Stries claims ex-wife Charla Stries owes for the cost to support her child. Jason says he has custody because Charla has a drug problem.
Now, let's get to your nonsense counterclaim. I'll hear you. 30 seconds.
It is nonsense. I personally, I'm just trying to get back on my feet. I've been trying to do that since I came back in August. And I had to go down to Arizona for another situation that I was in. Someone killed someone with a knife of mine, and I had to go testify.
Ms. Stries, are your two daughters in a good situation for them?
Well, yes
The
and
answer
no.
is they are.
Yes
The
and
answer
no.
is they are.
Right.
In a good situation for them. Stable? Certainly your younger daughter is going to stay with her father. There isn't any question about that unless some family court judge has not eaten a full breakfast. And you should, as the child's mother, have reasonable contact with this child.
Right.
Cameo's a different story.
Right.
The law is more complicated with regard to Cameo because Cameo is not Mr. Stry's biological child. However, I am sure that a court will look at the facts in this case and could very well determine that there are extenuating circumstances. The fact that you are the child's biological parent is not necessarily dispositive of the issue.
Right.
Which, in all probability, should happen because these two little girls have spent their lives together. And to pull one away would be really cruel. And you don't want to be a cruel
That's
parent.
why I don't have her now. Because
Right.
when I came back, I could have taken her. Because there was no law and order set in that he got custody of her.
Does he now have a legal order of temporary custody?
He does at the moment, yes.
Good.
But that was because I did not want to pull her away from her sisters or her dad.
Well, what I'm telling you is, you think long and hard. You know, an innocent person shouldn't have to suffer
Right.
because of what a guilty person did. And your daughter Cameo has been with her sister her whole life.
Right.
This is the only family she knows.
Right.
It's not her fault you got involved with the drug
No, it's
culture and
not.
people who commit murder and people who sell drugs and are trying to put your life back in order. May take you another year or so to do that, and that would be half of her life that she spent.
Right.
So
I'm sorry.
you have to think of what the child's best interests involve. The child's best interest probably involves spending at least her minority with Mr. Stries, with seeing you regularly if you get your life together.
Right.
That's why you're supposed to do
I have-
nothing to interfere with that.
I have
Right?
a lot of evidence that I've
I'm
been
not
getting my
interested
life
that-
in order.
I'm not interested in evidence. As long as you started out by saying to me, Mrs. Stries, that your counterclaim for emotional distress was nonsense, I'm willing to accept that because I don't
Okay.
have to deal with nonsense. Mr. Stries, it looks to me as if you've done the right thing, like you've acted responsibly, like you're doing a good job with these two girls, like everything is calm. That's the way you got to keep them, right?
That's right.
You're getting support now from her, just started.
Just started,
You're going to
yep.
get support from Cameo's father,
Correct.
as long as he's still in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Good. What?
He's making my recovery impossible. He's never letting me see my kids when he's supposed to. He's
Just a
changing the
second.
days.
You have a court order for visitation?
Not with my oldest daughter, because it's just a temporary thing. And I was supposed to be visiting her on Wednesdays and Saturdays until I got through my treatment. I'm through with my treatment now.
Do you now have an order of visitation for both of your girls?
No. Well, see, one thing that happened is the divorce finalization went on, and I never even knew it was happening.
What you have to do, Mrs. Stries, is seek a court order of visitation.
Okay.
Let me tell you what's going to happen when you seek a court order of visitation with both girls. They will assign a law guardian, and a good judge will assign a law guardian to represent the interests of both children. And it may be that especially your older daughter, maybe your younger one too, going to involve a period of time of adjustment, seeing you with a therapist, seeing you under controlled circumstances, getting to know that they can rely on every Wednesday or every Saturday seeing their mother. If their father is a smart man, and I think he is, he has to understand that growing up without any contact with their mother is a very bad thing for them long term. Now, you may get some flack from that from your girlfriend, but I'm telling you that's being short-sighted if that happens, because long-term children should not feel deserted by a parent. They can understand as they get older that their mother may have had a drug problem, and that she's cleaned it up, and that she did the best that she could for them by letting them stay with you, but she still loves them and she's still in their life. That's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
That may be taking a hard swallow on your part. You understand?
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Okay, good. I somehow thought you would. You need a set order, not something that you work out together. You need an order of the court that says, this is when you go, this is when you pick them up, this is when you drop them off, this is when you see them, this is a therapist that you're going to see them with, so that you have some understanding. He should not interfere with your recovery, but you have to be proactive. Okay?
Yeah.
Good. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She is in the children's life right now.
I would like my children back with me.
I understand she has problems,
That my kids get what they need.
and I have hopes that she'll work those out,
And they get to be with both of their parents
and that eventually everything will go a lot more peacefully.
without all this riffraff in the middle.
She's claiming that I'm making things hard for her.
I mean, he used to be my best friend, you know?
I really do believe that she's made it hard on herself.
He claimed it then, and now he seems like my enemy almost.
My hope that things will continue to improve.
I want to be in my children's life, you know?
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Berardi versus Berardi. Step forward, please.
Fleet manager John Berardi is suing his ex-wife, homemaker Lisa Berardi, for an unpaid loan for their son's legal fees. Lisa claims the money was John's idea.
Mr. Berardi, the defendant is your former wife. According to your complaint, you say that she owes you $950 for legal fees that were incurred by your 14-year-old son. 14-year-old son evidently got a hold of a BB gun, and he shot the BB gun while he was in his mother's custody. Was anybody injured?
No.
Some property damage?
A hole in a window.
Okay. He was arrested, and you claim that his mother borrowed the money from you to pay for a lawyer. You want the money back? Okay. When were you divorced?
When were we divorced? I don't remember the date.
I asked the question.
I don't
You
remember the date.
She'll remember. When were you divorced?
89.
What month?
It was during summertime, about June, July.
I know the hour and the second. In any event, sometime during the summer of 1989. So your son was very young at the time because he's 14 years now. Do you share custody of him?
Yes.
Do either of you pay support?
No.
You each take care of him when you have him?
Yes, ma'am.
So to say, yes.
What do you mean that's so to say? I don't understand that.
Well, he resides with me.
And he was visiting with you? Where did he get the BB gun from?
A friend of mine. We borrowed the BB gun so we can take him up to Pennsylvania by my brother's house.
Okay. Tell me about the loan, sir.
After I got the letters from the court stating that he had to be defended by an attorney, I called around, and the cheapest attorney I could find was $1,000. Since I was not receiving any child support, it was very difficult for me to have to spend that kind of money. I called his mother, and I told her the only way I could do it is if I took the money from a credit card. She told me that she would pay me the full amount for the attorney. She would give me $50 to $100 a month when she could, and every time I asked, she never seemed to have the money for it. Finally, she told me that she would give it to me from her tax return this year, and when that came in, she had to use it for something else. So, again, I didn't receive any money. I just felt like I was being taken advantage of, so I had to file the claim.
Go ahead.
I don't feel that I owe him.
No, the question is, did he call you and tell you
Yes.
about the attorney?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Well, tell me about your version of your recollection of that conversation.
When he called, he told me that he needed an attorney for my son and that the cheapest was $1,000. I did not have $1,000 or $500 to give him. And I said, let me find out and see if I can do it through legal aid. But because my son resides with his father was held responsible for that. So I said, okay, at least I tried. He asked me, for me to pay him. And at the time, I wound up getting laid off at my job. I was on unemployment. I was backed up with bills. I could not afford to pay it. I did say to him that when I would get my unemployment, I would, give him some money. When my unemployment came in, it wasn't what I was expecting. So I could not afford, because I've been backed up I'm backed up with bills. Now I'm on disability.
What's the nature of your disability?
I fell and I broke my tailbone and I have 4 herniated and ruptured discs.
You owe him the money, and you're going to pay him the money, and I'm going to tell you why. You're getting a free ride. You haven't paid him child support.
He waived that. I support my child when he's by me.
No. He may not pursue you for child support, but that doesn't mean that you're not getting a freebie, madam. Just because you're the mother and he's the father and he happens to have custody of the child, the law is gender blind. We don't see mother, father, we just see 2 parents. And each parent is responsible for the child's support. And you've been getting away with it for a long time. So, I believe that you said to him, when I get my money, I'll help you out as best I can, and he relied on that. And how much was the lawyer, $950?
The lawyer was $1,000.
Well, you're suing for $950 because she gave you $50.
She gave me $50, right.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $950. Consider yourself lucky. Goodbye. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Versus Sanchez. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Thanks, Bert.
You're welcome.
Mr. Mayo, the defendant used to be your boyfriend.
Yes, he did.
According to your complaint, you made a loan to him. Loan to him in the amount of $1,500?
Yes.
Mr. Sanchez says that you never made a loan to him for anything. Mr. Sanchez said that you took out some money to pay off some bills, and you gave him some money for rent and utilities that you owed to him, but there was never any loan. And Mr. Sanchez says that since you are no longer together, you've been harassing him and his new girlfriend who is expecting their first child. He has filed a counterclaim.
That is not true.
Okay. Tell me the circumstances of this loan. When was it?
It was March 19th. It was the day of his son's birthday. And he told me to take this cash advance, that he promised to pay the full amount, including any additional late charges and fees, and that he would promise to pay in 3 increments of payments towards the credit card.
Were you together at this time?
Yes, yes, we were.
That doesn't sound like a conversation people who are sharing a bed together have.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know what you didn't understand.
I'm not sure.
People don't have that kind of conversation who are intimate with each other. Please take out a cash advance and I will pay you back in increments in 3 installments on your credit card. That's not kind of the way people talk to each other.
Well, that's just what
We're
he had
intimate.
said. And I had given him the benefit of the doubt because he was my boyfriend at the time. And for being a good person, like I always was with him, and I thought that he would pay me this money back. And I did not do any statement as far as a written statement, and he did state for me to do that for him. And after the fact that I had taken this cash advance, it didn't dawn on me for me to do such a thing as far as writing a written statement for him to sign. Okay, and
go ahead.
Well, even before that, it wasn't even a loan for me. What happened was she was getting behind on her bills with me, which made my landlord, which is my father, come after me for the money,
What do you mean
not
behind
her.
on bills with you?
She wasn't paying her part of the rent, no part of the
Well,
utilities.
what was your arrangement with her?
Well, she was going to take over half of the payment and half of the utilities.
In an apartment that you shared together?
It's a house.
When did she move in?
I don't know the exact date.
Well, come up with a month.
October 2000.
And you had been living there before?
Yeah.
And what was the rent that you were paying to your father?
At that time was $12.37.
Now, when she moved in October, what was your arrangement with her?
She would pay half.
Is that your arrangement with him?
not necessarily.
I didn't. What does not necessarily mean?
No, it was only for the amount of $500 that he had asked me to pay.
Did you pay him $500 a month?
I would pay his father. His father would tell me and ask me to specifically to give payments to his father because he was not good with money. And even after I did this cash advance, his dad even told me that I shouldn't have done this because he would not pay me a cent back.
Go ahead.
Well, at that time, I mean, I was having problems paying my own bills, let alone take on another $1,500 that I only suggested to her to take out because she was getting more and more behind with me and my father, which was putting me behind in rent and my utilities and everything else.
How long had you been living in this house that belonged to your father?
Before I was with her, about 2 years.
And how many roommates did you have?
2.
How many right before her?
Just
Anybody
my
else?
son. No.
Nobody else?
No.
So how could you get behind?
Well, when she moved in with me,
How could you get behind? You understand what I'm saying to you, Mr.
yeah, I understand
Sanchez?
totally what you're saying.
All
I started getting behind because there was more income coming into the house, so therefore, what I wasn't covering in rent before she got there, my father was covering for me. So when another person...
All right, let's get back to March 19th. Let's get back to the story. March 19th, she's getting behind in the money she owes you. Go ahead.
Well, she didn't owe me. She owed the landlord, which was my father.
Go ahead.
So none of that money she took out benefited me. It paid off all her bills.
Who did she give it to?
She gave me what she owed my father.
How much?
I believe it was $600 at that time. That wasn't including the money to pay off the utilities, to pay off her end of the utilities.
And what did you do with the other $900?
Gave it back to her. Told her to pay off her bills.
What bills?
She had other credit card bills, department store bills, whatever bills she had, I don't know exactly. But I do know for a fact department store, a lot of department stores.
Your Honor, as far as me giving him money, that was not true. If so, like I said, his dad did specify to continue making payments to his father because of the same reason that he's not good with money.
You say that he gave you a check.
And I would never...
I'm speaking. You say he gave you a check for $180.
Yes, and I actually have another check, too, that he bounced.
You say that he gave you a check for $180 because you made a payment on this.
That's right.
And so you would have that check for $180?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it.
Here's actually 2 checks that he had given me that were NSF. And after the fact, he gave me that $180 to pay towards that credit card 3 days after the fact.
Oh, shh, could you be quiet for a second? Mr. Sanchez, what did you give her a check for $180 for?
I believe that's the one that I did not sign.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I don't remember writing that check. I do remember one check for $50, which was the first payment that I made because she couldn't make it, and another check because she kept coming around the house, would not leave me alone, so I wrote her a check to get her out of my hair.
To come to his
just
house.
So she would stop coming around.
That was his request for the $180 to cover my check because the bank was calling me, telling me that my account was 60-day delinquent after he had promised to pay this bill. And I did not know that was true until after the fact that my bank called me saying that it was delinquent, that I started coming around his house for the money, and he kept on telling me that he still continued to pay the payments and he was still ongoing making payments, which was a lie. And he said he was even going to take upon himself to call the bank himself and clarify all this, which was never true.
Mr. Sanchez, please be quiet. Is this one quiet?
When she wants to be.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What made me frightened is me walking out to my kitchen in my underwear, and this woman right here is pressed up against the window.
And later today...
How did the dog get out?
Well, the dog, it's only loose, no fence.
They have to have a fenced yard.
You're not the dog police.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carmen Tamayo claims ex-boyfriend John Sanchez owes for a cash advance taken from her credit card. John says the money was used to pay her bills.
Mr. Sanchez, you're going to have to explain to me, sir, why you would write her a check 5 months after the March date when she took out this money for $180 and that check bounced.
Okay, well, I don't remember writing a check for $180, then I don't remember what it was for.
You wrote on here bill.
Honestly, I don't remember right now, and I only remember 2. So I don't have an answer for you.
Now, I'll hear you about your counterclaim, Mr. Sanchez.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Well, then I don't either, so I'll dismiss your counterclaim. If someone files a lawsuit because they claim someone is stalking them and harassing them, that means that they're in fear, that means that their life has been turned upside down, unless you're just a pest. I mean, I don't understand what you say when you say, I don't know what to say.
Okay, well, as far as me filing the claim, every day she would like park down the street and then walk up to the house. She walked through the garage, was already moved out, didn't have a key to the house, caught me with my new girlfriend.
When did she come into your house, sir? In what month?
Your Honor, I know what day it was.
Oh, good. Step up. Tell me what day it was.
She moved out on Memorial weekend, and 3 days after that, it was a Wednesday evening.
So we're talking about last May?
Yeah.
Sit down. Not interested in last May. Last May doesn't make you frightened, sir.
What made me frightened is me walking out to my kitchen in my underwear, and
That's
this
not
woman
true.
right here is pressed up against the window, walk through the plants.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, when was that, sir?
Again, I don't know the exact date.
Well, give me a month, sir.
June.
Mr. Sanchez. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Were you sleeping the last 10 months?
No, ma'am.
So why are we here, sir? Hama?
I think that's a question for her.
No, it's a question I'm asking you, sir.
I
She
didn't-
wants her money. I'm asking you why you have just given me 2 instances that occurred almost a year ago, and all of a sudden you wake up and you say she's harassing and stalking me. You must have something more current, Mr. Sanchez. Otherwise, you're like Rip Van Winkle.
Something more current. No, she hasn't done nothing more current.
Oh, good. So then your life is happy now. Is that right?
I wouldn't say happy, but it's more or less without
Well, that's
her.
not her fault. That's her fault. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
As far as somebody forcing her to go do that, that never happened.
I leave him alone. I don't even come around his house like he says.
She basically said, like, I told her to do it, right? Well, I merely suggested.
I just think it's it's not true, and he knows that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Walker versus Peterson. Step forward, please.
Secretary Kelly Walker is suing real estate agent Deborah Peterson for the value of her dog. Kelly says the animal ran away and Deborah was the person who found it.
Mrs. Walker, what kind of dog did you have?
He's a black Labrador. His name is AJ.
And you had this dog in the summer of 2002 when you and your husband were going on some sort of a retreat or to a program or something. Is that right?
Correct, yes.
What kind of program were you going into?
It was a rehab program to get our lives together.
Were you involved with drugs or drugs and alcohol or both?
Drugs and alcohol, yes.
How long was the program?
It was for 90 days.
Was it court ordered?
Yes, it was.
When were you scheduled to go into the program?
July 1st. And
when
then,
did your husband go into the program?
He went in maybe about 2 weeks prior.
What arrangements did you make for your dog when you and your husband were going to be in this rehab program?
We have a person that stays at our place, and he's been there for like almost 2 years. We've known him for a long time, and he was babysitting our dog. He was watching our dog while we were gone.
But your dog got away. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you don't know what happened with the
Correct.
dog. But somehow your dog got out and found its way to the defendants, Mrs. Peterson. Is that right?
That's correct.
When and under what circumstances did you come into the possession of AJ?
On July 5th, I saw a dog in the road, and I always stop for dogs in the road. And I pulled into Circle K, and I went in the store, and I asked them if they knew who owned the dog. And they said that he had been there all night, and they didn't know who owned him, so I left my business card.
And you took the dog?
Yes.
Did the dog have a collar?
It had a collar, but it had no tags.
What was the next thing that happened with the dog, and when?
I took him home. I gave him food and water, and he lived at my house for 3 months.
Did anybody call you in that 3-month period?
In July, Gabriel called me, and
July what?
Mid-July, approximately.
Okay. You're Gabriel. Step
Correct.
up. You the one who was supposed to be watching the dog?
Correct.
How did the dog get out?
Well, the dog, it's on a loose, no fence.
So the dog can go wherever the dog wants to go?
Yeah, but he usually stay by the house.
But he didn't stay by the house?
Correct.
Okay, good. So you have the dog now. Gabriel calls you and says what?
That dog belonged to them, and when he told me there was no fence, we have contracts with Sun City Friends of Animals that...
Look at me when you're speaking.
If an owner does not have a fenced yard, or somebody wants to adopt a dog, they have to have a fenced yard.
You're not the dog police. Did he ask you for the dog back?
Yes, he did, but he never came to get the dog.
Did you go and get the dog?
Not by myself, no.
Did you go with anybody to get the dog?
No.
Ever?
No.
Good, sit down. Did you ever contact her?
Okay, now at this point, when I was away, my husband, he, I guess apparently went and spoke to Deborah Peterson.
And Mr. Walker, When
Yes.
did you go and speak to Miss Peterson?
That was around maybe the first week of August.
So she's already had the dog for a month.
Yes.
Go ahead.
We were very happy to find out that she had found our dog, and I was willing to do anything to let her know that we were wanting to pick our dog up.
Just listen to me.
Okay.
Did you go and pick up your dog?
I made an attempt to go and pick my dog up, yes.
In August?
Yes, I did.
Did you go to her house?
I went straight to her office where she was at to get a hold of her.
Good. And what did you say to her, and what did she say to you?
I asked her, just please do me one favor. We love that dog so much. We want him back. And he's like our kid. We love him very much. And we would do anything to make sure he got returned to the home. And she said that she would have no problem with watching the dog and not to give him away to anybody else and to return him to us.
Is that the conversation you had with him?
I don't remember saying that I was going to hold the dog for him. That I don't remember saying that. The way I saw things happen was I got a couple phone numbers of the parents, and I talked to the parents.
Who are the parents?
I don't know.
You mean their parents?
One of their parents.
My parents.
And I talked to them over the phone a couple times. I gave them directions to my house.
You mean their parents?
Yes. And on Sunday they were going to come pick the dog up. It was like mid-August. And I waited all day Sunday, and nobody showed up.
Did you tell your parents to go and get the dog?
Yes, we were going to make arrangements, but I could not
The
leave.
answer is either yes or no. Did you tell them to go and get your dog?
Yes, I did.
And they did not go and get the dog?
No, they couldn't.
Okay, fine. What date did you get out of your program?
September 28th.
Well, when did you get in touch with her?
At that time, what did I do at that very moment? I looked into the information.
What date did you get in touch with her and say, I want my dog back?
The very next month, the following month, like the first, second, third, it was right around there.
Of what month?
October.
So she's had your dog July, August, September, and in October is you finally called her.
Well, I had looked into it because my husband had already gotten in contact with her, and
What did you do with the dog, Ms. Peterson?
I found another rescue that would not euthanize the dog.
And as far as you know, was the dog placed in a home?
That's correct. I followed up.
Put your hand down, sir. I'm not interested. Can't you get that? I do see your hand up there. You have nothing else to contribute to this case. You never went to get the dog. That's what you testified.
What's the reason?
I don't care what the reason was. You never went to get the dog and say, this is my dog. I'm responsible for it. I'm responsible for it. Take the police and go get your dog. You never did that. And you were out of your program for a period of time?
No, I left for one day to go retrieve my dog.
And you didn't?
No, I attempted to, but the dog was not there to retrieve.
And you didn't? Ms. Walker?
Yes.
And you got out of your program on the 28th of September?
Yes.
And you did not go on the 28th of September to retrieve your dog?
Yes, I did. As a matter of
You
fact,
did?
I did. I looked into
tell me,
information.
Shh, just a second. Okay. Tell me where you went on the 28th of December to get your dog.
I went home to look into the information of where the dog was located.
Did you go to her job?
Yes, I did.
On the 28th of September?
That exact day, I can't say that exact day, but
Let me explain something to you.
I didn't know
dog
the
doesn't,
person at the time.
Let me explain. Your dog's gone. It's adopted by somebody else.
Yes.
Go get another dog. You understand? 3 months, she took care of your dog. You didn't send her a dime. Your parents didn't come and pick up the dog. He had the ability to go and get your dog. You were someplace else in a court-ordered rehab. That's what happens. You kept the dog without a fence, according to him. We don't have fences. It usually comes home. That's where you chose to keep your dog. This dog that you loved like a child. The dog got out, could have gotten killed, was around a parking lot. She rescued the dog. Instead of saying thank you, you sue her. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step versus Bohan. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Ms. Bailey, it is your claim that you befriended the defendant when she needed a friend, and she expressed her gratitude for your friendship by punching you in the mouth and breaking a tooth. You want her to compensate you for that.
Correct.
Ms. Bohan says that it was you who instigated this argument by poking her and punching her in the chest, and she merely responded, and there was no way that she could have caused any damage to your tooth. How do you know each other?
We were neighbors. We lived across the street from each other, and we became close friends over the course of several months.
How did that happen?
My husband and I came home one evening, and Suzanne was sitting out on her front curb crying, and it was early December. It was really cold out, and she was just in her pajamas. And I walked across the street to check on her and see if she wanted to come in the house and warm up, and she told us that she had just had a fight with her husband and her mother-in-law, and that her husband had locked her out of the house.
Do you have children?
Yes.
How many children?
2.
How old are they?
One is almost 3. The other is my stepson.
He's almost 12.
Separated from your husband now, or are you together?
Getting back together.
When did this incident occur with your tooth?
March 28th.
Tell me what happened.
Suzanne had been very ill about a week prior to that evening, and she had been to a counseling session with her husband that day, and in the course of the counseling session mentioned that she had to leave because she had to go to the doctor. And she was afraid to go to the doctor by herself, so she called my husband to meet her at her doctor's because it was right by his job. He did that. Her husband then called me and said that he had just walked in on the two of them hugging and kissing. So, quite honestly, I was pretty upset with that.
Mm-hmm.
I called my husband and said, I suggest that you come home right now and explain to me the phone call I just got.
Mm-hmm.
He came home, and when we walked up to the house, there was really loud music. We knocked several times, and it took, I don't know, 3 or 4 knocks before she finally came to the door. And it was obvious to us, because of the time that we have spent with Suzanne, that she was drunk. She let us in the house, and instantly she was attitudinal with me.
Well, what did you say to her?
I said, we'd like to talk to you. And she said, well, I'm busy fixing my son dinner. And this was like at 9 o'clock at night. And I made a comment, well, don't you think it's kind of late to be feeding your child? Shouldn't you have been doing that a lot earlier rather than drinking? Well, she took exception to that. And in the meantime, my husband was asking the neighbor to leave because he was the one that had brought the alcohol into the home. And Suzanne?
So your husband said to her guest, leave the house?
Yes. He said, you're not being the kind of friend that Suzanne needs. Suzanne's been going through a nasty divorce.
I got it.
Anyway, I told her that Brian had called me, and I told her what Brian had said to me, which is
Brian
her
is
husband.
the husband.
Yes. And she said, you're a liar. He never said anything like that. And I said, well, then let's get him on the telephone, and you can find out. Well, I called him, and he could tell as soon as he heard her voice that she was drunk. And so he said, sounds like all of you were partying, so you should go home and go to bed. And he wouldn't talk to us. And I don't remember what her exact comment was, but I was doing this.
You were pointing in her face.
I was pointing at her. I wasn't in her face, I was pointing at her. And she said, get your blank finger out of my face. And I said, I said something. And out of nowhere, she came around with her right arm and punched me in the jaw.
And broke the tooth?
It knocked my bottom jaw into my upper jaw. It broke my bottom tooth, my bottom molar, and it broke 2 teeth in my upper denture.
First of all, what is the show and tell that I have here on the desk?
These are gifts that I received from Maggie after that night. However, I'd like to clarify a couple of...
These are gifts that you received?
These are gifts that were brought over before Maggie knew she was leaving her husband, and she wanted my son to have this...
She brought your son over that?
She brought over that and some animal crackers, some fishy crackers, and some candles. But first of all, I'd like to clarify, I did not have my son that evening, and my son was not home. I was not drinking. My friend was on a way to a party, and he had some alcohol that he was going to bring down the street to a block party. So I was not drinking that night. Need to make that real clear. And when we heard them pounding on the door, they keyed into the house. I didn't answer the door. They let themselves in with a house key of mine. And so at that time, when I walked in the kitchen, that's when I saw Maggie and her husband standing there. And Maggie came at me and started pointing right at my nose and then pushing on my chest with her pointer finger, going, listen, young lady, you better start telling me the truth. And I just went like this, like, get your hand away from me. And told them that I wanted to go to bed, that it was too late for them to be over and they needed to go home.
And that was it?
Mm-hmm.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The first thing he said to me was, Earl, don't be upset. We're having a dancing party. And he was drunk as a pig, and so was she.
And later today...
You washed the bowl by hand?
Correct.
And she washed the bowl by hand. How do you know she broke your bowl?
Because it was in perfect condition.
How do I know that?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Maggie Bailey says former friend Suzanne Bohan punched her in the mouth in a drunken rage.
Can I see your dental bills, please? Mr. Bailey, I'd like you to stand up, please, sir.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Mr. Bailey, you understand that you had no right to tell this neighbor to leave her house.
You bet. Yes, ma'am.
I just want you to understand that. Just because you befriend somebody and you do things that are nice for them doesn't give you a license to run their life.
Your Honor, I'm not sure I agree with that. We were drug into this woman's life for 4 months through this divorce she went through. We dealt with
How old are you, sir?
Pardon me? 47.
How old are you?
35.
How tall are you?
5'10".
How tall are you?
Almost 4'11".
She can't drag you anywhere.
True.
You can only become involved in somebody else's life if you permit yourself to be involved in their life. So
I agree. And we did that.
you may have been, for totally altruistic reasons, befriended her.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't say you were sucked in. You weren't sucked in.
No, we were not.
You chose
That's
to become
correct.
involved. Okay? That still doesn't give you license. If you don't like her actions, then what you do is you cut it off and fold your arms. You cut it off. Are you and your wife in the process of separating?
Certainly not.
No.
Or not?
Or not.
Good. Well, that's what she seemed to indicate.
Well,
All right, she was wrong.
a lot of what she indicated is take it for what it's worth.
I just wanted to know. Okay. So I have to make a determination, Ms. Bohan, whether or not you assaulted the plaintiff in either this kind of motion or, as you indicated, this kind of motion, and whether either one of those motions causes you to be responsible for $2,800 worth of dental work. The person who was at your house, is that Bob?
Mm-hmm.
What time did he leave?
I'm not exactly sure what
I am.
time it was.
Before or after they left?
He left, well, because when they arrived, they were in a heated argument, and Earl made it very clear he did not want Bob in the house, so Bob took off and went to his other party.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Sure.
I'd like to qualify what she's saying, if you don't mind. When we did not key our way into the home, first of all. That did not happen.
How did you get
The keys were returned to this woman weeks before this, by way of putting them under her doormat.
Fine. Okay.
We got in because she opened the door. She opened the door after repeated pounding on the door, because the music was extremely loud. I walked in the home, and I found Mr. Krevlin hiding in the garage. The first thing he said to me was, "Earl, don't be upset. We're having a dancing party." And he was drunk as a pig, and so was she. I said, "Bob, you're not being a friend to her. Take your liquor and go home. This woman has issues with drinking. You know it. I know it. This is not being a friend."
How did you know she had issues with drinking, Mr. Bailey?
Because she repeatedly told us of her issues with drinking. Repeatedly.
Yes.
During the course of becoming friends with Suzanne, she asked me to go to court with her several times for her divorce case and child custody case. And her attorney made it very clear, because Suzanne is a recovering alcoholic, that if she took so much as one drink, she would lose her son.
Is that true?
Yes.
I find that the plaintiff has sustained her burden, at least to my satisfaction, that the injuries were caused by the defendant, who was probably drunk as a skunk, and I'm awarding her the amount of the dental bill, which is $2,868. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The friendship went south when Maggie thought I was having an affair with her husband.
Unfortunately, I'm a person that tries to help people, so just be careful, I guess. Go with your eyes wide open.
The drinking was not an issue.
I'd do it again for another friend. I would.
They were terrific friends at the time when I needed help.
I felt that we were used by Suzanne, and, we tried to be a friend to her and pretty much got slapped in the face for it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Harris versus Moore. Step forward, please.
James and Beverly Harris are suing business owner Ruth Moore for the cost of their wedding china. The Harrises claim workers from Ruth's catering company damaged several of their pieces.
Mr. and Mrs. Harris, according to what I read, you were having a dinner for approximately 20 or 25 people, is that right?
Yes.
And you hired the defendant's firm to provide 2 servers for the dinner. It is your claim that someone from the defendant's organization damaged some serving pieces of yours, and you found one piece, I assume one of those little pieces over there, those little pieces of glass, in the garbage, thrown away, broken. You want them to pay you $2,321.96. Ms. Moore, how much did the Harrises pay you for the service that you provided?
The Harrises paid the servers directly because they're independent contractors.
And how much did they pay them?
I don't have it in my head.
How much did they pay you?
$110 apiece, plus a gratuity of $25 each.
Have you ever had people serving for you before?
Yes.
From where?
My 3 daughters.
Not your 3 daughters. I'm talking about independent people.
Not on the scale that this party was. I've had my housekeeper help.
Okay. Now, let me see the pieces that you say were damaged.
This is one of the pieces, which is a Dawn water pitcher that is chipped in the front.
Mm-hmm. And what did you use this for?
Water.
And did you place the water pitcher on the table?
The water pitchers, I believe, started off on the table, yes.
And did anyone serve the water other than the servers?
No.
Is that true?
No, not at all.
Stand up.
Thank you.
Tell me your name.
My name is Aaron. I was one of the servers there at the event, and I witnessed 2 of the people not at their table, at the other table closer to the kitchen. I actually noticed one man and one woman, I don't know their names, they're not my friends, but refill their own glasses of water.
Of course they did.
Thank you.
Of course they did. Put that back. Let me see the rest of the damage.
This is a glass bowl that I had purchased just before the event. It has 3 chips in it. This was the piece that came inside of it, which I did not use, that still has the tape mark on it from where the 2 pieces were taped together.
And this was the first time you had used it?
Yes, it is.
Did you wash it first?
Yes.
How did you wash it?
In my sink.
And who washed that bowl?
I did, ma'am.
How did you wash that bowl?
I washed that bowl in her sink by hand.
Okay. You washed the bowl by hand?
Correct.
And she washed the bowl by hand. How do you know she broke your bowl?
Because it was in perfect condition.
How do I know that?
Because I could see that.
How do I know that? What I'm trying to get to you, Mr. and Mrs. Harris, is when you have help in your house, because I read your complaint, when you have help in your house and you have 25 people that you are entertaining, how do I know, for instance, that the piece of glass that one of these pieces that was holding toothpicks that you say you found in the garbage, how do I know that one of your 25 guests didn't do it? How do I know that? I've had people serving before. Sometimes a glass chips, sometimes a plate chips, sometimes a serving piece chips. I would never in my life think of suing the servers for $2,500 because I was dumb enough to use a $2,000 pitcher and serve my company with it. And I don't understand where you're coming from. You think that these 2 people should give you $2,000? You paid them $135, they should give you $2,000?
These people were deceitful, Your Honor, and that's what leads me to believe that this happened because of their negligence.
Just a second. You explain to me how they were deceitful, Mr. Harris.
In the letter that we...
Show me the letter that you're talking about.
In the letter that we were sent by one of the servers, she explains that when they're finished with...
Well, let me see the letter you sent her.
We didn't send her a letter. This was a response to my call to the company stating that we had, the next morning when we were putting the items away, that we had found that these dishes were chipped and one of them was missing. So I immediately called the company because I wanted to let them know right away.
I mean, is this what you say, Mr. Harris, is deceitful? Regarding the shot glass, I have no knowledge as to its eventual whereabouts. I recall using 2 toothpicks with an appetizer and washing one, air and drying one, putting it away. I really didn't give it much thought.
No, Your Honor, that's not what I'm referring to.
Well, that's something that's yellow highlighted.
What I'm referring to is where they say that all the items that they washed were laid out on a table for inspection.
They may have been laid out on a table. I don't know whether you inspected them or not.
Right.
But they said that that's what they were laid out for.
Why would they take this one item and put it back into the into the display case.
Which item?
The broken piece. There were two of them that they used.
You sound like Sherlock Holmes. You sound ridiculous, Mr. Harris. You sound ridiculous. She says, I don't know what I did with it. I dried one. Maybe we put it back in the display case. You had 25 people. This was for a Passover dinner, according to what I read.
That's correct.
How many courses did you serve?
3.
3. So that's a minimum of 75 dishes. So you had at least 100 pieces, one time or another, coming, going, being washed, put down, reused, and whatever. You want them to remember what they did with a little shot glass like that? What, are you out of your minds? Listen, grow up. Grow up. You had company, something got broken. You're two nice people who did a very stupid thing by suing them because it's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard.
Your
It's
Honor.
nobody's fault but yours. If you choose to use a $2,000 down pitcher to serve 25 people and it gets chipped, that's your problem. Don't visit it on them. Don't visit it on me. Don't visit it on Bird. And if your daughters do a better job, then next time use your daughters to serve. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Versus Ruiz. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Espinoza, according to what I read, you and the defendant were in a long-term relationship, and you have a child together. How old is your child?
She's going to be 6 on Sunday.
And you lived together for a period of time?
Yeah.
You claim that he owes you his portion of a credit card bill.
Mm-hmm.
He has some of your personal property from when the two of you separated, and that was almost a year ago.
Yeah.
You also want a whole bunch of money for emotional distress.
Mm-hmm.
It was a year ago, September, that you separated. Is that right?
It was a while, like in December.
December 2001.
You separated in December of 2001.
I tried to hold on, and I did things for her.
You separated in December of 2001. When was this credit card bill amassed?
I got it back in '99 when we were together, and I didn't use it for a while, maybe almost a year, and then we were short of money because...
Ms. Espinoza, let me cut to the chase, madam. Were all of the bills on the credit card amassed by December of 2001?
Yes.
We are now in 2003. So what I want you to tell me is, where have you been for 2 years?
I've been asking him to help me pay it, and he's been agreeing to help me pay it also.
But he hasn't for 2 years, is that right?
That's right.
Now, tell me about the property that you left behind, Ms. Espinoza.
When I was going to leave him, he did not want me to leave, so he held me down on the bed and told me I was never going to leave him and that was never going to happen. I then told him I had to convince him to let me leave. He then tried to tell me that I could leave, but without my daughter. If I took my stuff, I couldn't take my daughter. So I decided to try to convince him that I was going to come back, but I just needed some space. I needed some time to get everything that I wanted to do in my life together, because I wasn't.
Good. All right, now I'm getting into this sounds like a soap opera, and I'm not interested in a soap opera. What property did you leave behind?
I had shoes I hadn't even worn. I had all my clothes there. I had all my my schooling papers. I had a lot of pictures of me and my family, of my daughter that I had.
So you're talking about shoes and pictures and papers?
And I also had a lot of stuff, sentimental value stuff that my mom had given to me because she's passed on.
Ms. Espinoza, what do you want back after 2 years, madam?
Well, I know he doesn't have none of my stuff.
So if he doesn't have any of your stuff, what do you want me to do?
I just want something in return for it because I feel that all this stuff to me was taken away from me.
And you should... Was taken away. Try taken away. Then you should have pursued this case in 2001.
I know.
I don't know what you wait for 2 years for and then say, well, I can't get my papers back and I can't get my pictures back, but I want him to financially compensate me.
Because I was trying to be a nice person and...
Then why are you bothering the courts now?
Because he has not been nice to me at all, and I feel like...
He hasn't been nice to you because that's what happens when people separate. Sometimes they're not nice to each other. Now, I'm giving you 30 seconds about your emotional distress. You got 30 seconds. Tell me about your emotional distress.
When I first met him, I was 16. He was 22. We met each other, and we got together, and I got pregnant, like, almost immediately. When I first...
And whose fault was that?
It was both of our faults.
Good. So, let's go.
And when I told him that I was pregnant, he told me no, he didn't care. He didn't want nothing to do with me. And
is that the emotional distress you're talking about? Well, get to the emotional distress you're talking about, Miss Espinosa.
For 6 years, he put me through everything. I was not allowed to have friends. I wasn't allowed to get a job. I wasn't allowed to basically walk out of the house unless I asked him for permission.
So, how do you think the courts compensate one for that?
I just been through so much. I haven't been able to do nothing.
So, whose fault is that?
It's my fault. That's
good. Perfect. That's taken care of. It's your fault. It's your fault because just as you walked in the door, you walk out of the door.
Exactly. That's why I'm here right now. Because I don't want to let him get away with this. He's gotten away with a lot of things.
Miss Espinosa, I don't know what you're fabricating in your mind. What do you mean, let him get away with what?
With taking my property and not being able to pay for it. I didn't take nothing of his.
Listen to me. If in December of 2001 you went into small claims court or you went to the police and said, I have to get back into my apartment because I have my clothes and my shoes there and my pictures, they would have taken you. You would have gotten your shoes, you would have gotten your pictures, you would have gotten your papers, finished. You cannot wait 2 years and say to somebody, now after 2 years, I want to be compensated because I know you don't have my pictures and papers anymore, but because I didn't pursue my rights immediately, now you have to pay the consequences. Do you understand? There comes a time when you have to take responsibility for yourself.
Yes, I understand that.
Good. Now, Mr. Ruiz says that he left you an engagement ring. Is that true?
No. I lost it when we were together.
That's what she says. I don't believe nothing what she told me in the past.
He was with me when I lost it.
Well, tell me where you lost it.
He was taking me to work. I had it on my lap while I was putting lotion on. When I got out of the car, I forgot that I had it on my lap.
When was it?
It was after we separated, maybe like 5 months after we separated.
So you lost it after you separated?
Yes.
Why didn't you give it back to him when you separated?
He proposed to me after I left him, and I told him I didn't want it. I told him to keep it until I said yes. He told me no, to keep it even if I said no.
Is that right?
No, that's not true, Your Honor.
That doesn't sound right to me. Did you ask for it back?
The thing is, she just led me on. We're going to be together, and that's it. She just used me, pretty much. You know, if she didn't really want it.
So the answer is you did not ask for it back?
Yeah, I told her after we split up, yes, I want it back.
When did you tell her you wanted it back?
I probably told her this, probably like in November. I want whatever.
November of what?
2002.
So a year later?
Like I said, she spent time, she stayed with me here and there, but it was just being...
So in November you said you wanted the ring back?
Yeah. She said she lost it, and, you know, like I said, I don't believe nothing.
She said she lost it?
Yeah, that's what she said. I don't know what she did with it.
Can I see the credit card bill that you had from December of 2001? Mr. Ruiz says that the reason you are pursuing this now is because you recently lost a custody case involving your daughter. Is that true?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Stop being a victim. Be a grown-up. You have a 6-year-old child.
Your Honor, every time we go to court, she doesn't have her story straight.
I have her story straight.
And later today...
Did anything happen before the engine seized?
The oil light came on, possibly. I didn't see it. I wasn't driving.
Colleen, let's not play games with each other so that way you won't be embarrassed.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Espinosa says ex-boyfriend Juan Ruiz owes for credit card bills, the return of property, and emotional distress. Juan says Lisa still has the engagement ring.
Listen to me, Miss Espinosa. I want you to tell me about the custody case.
In this past year, I filed for child custody and for child support because he wasn't helping me financially. I was working 65 hours a week.
Just a second. Where was the baby staying?
With me the whole time.
All the time?
Yes.
Not spending time with her father?
She would once in a while when we would go see him. Only when we were together, but he didn't have her by herself.
Then you had a hearing before a judge?
Yes.
What was the outcome of the hearing before the family court judge?
The judge told me that I worked too much, that because...
Can I see a copy of the order? Do you have a copy of the custody order?
I just had the mediation, what was agreed on.
What you agreed on?
It was originally ordered I had my daughter 60-40, 4 days and her 3 days. But she was crying and everything, and, you know, I want to do this for my daughter, so I agreed to give her 50% of the time in mediation.
Let me see. Was the original order 60-40? That he had the child 4 days a week and you had the child 3 days a week?
Because of my...
I don't care what it was before. I'm asking you. I can't go into what it was because of. What I'm asking you is, was that the original order?
Yes, it was.
So he had the child 60%, you had 40%, and then you went to mediation that was just resolved. And the parties share joint legal and physical custody. So now you each have the child 50% of the time. Is that what you wanted?
No, that's not what I wanted.
Well, that's why Mr. Ruiz says that you're pursuing these matters after 2 years.
The reason why I'm pursuing this case is because the judge told me that we weren't married, so I wasn't able to get none of my belongings back.
I'm not interested in your belongings. Do you understand? And don't tell me that you couldn't have gotten any of your belongings out. You could have gotten your belongings out with a police officer. If the shoes didn't fit him, the police would have given you your shoes back. Do you understand?
Your Honor.
And if you had personal papers, the police would have given you your personal papers back if you went back into the house. You chose not to do that 2 years ago.
No, because I didn't want my daughter seeing the cops doing nothing to him. There's plenty of times that the cops that came to the house when
Madam,
he threw me around.
Listen to me very carefully. I don't believe what you're saying to me. Because from December 2001, when you say you left, up until 2002 in November, according to both of you, you did sort of see each other off and on.
And that's why I left him for
So
sure.
that you could have gotten your shoes and your personal papers. You had plenty of time to do that. Stop being a victim. Okay? Be a grown-up. You have a 6-year-old child.
Your Honor, she said that she had emotional distress and pain and suffering since 2002. Every time we go to court, she doesn't have her story straight.
I have her story straight. Tell me about the ring that you gave her, Mr. Ruiz.
Yes.
Tell me when you gave it to her, under what
I
circumstances.
gave it to her on Christmas Eve, I believe.
What year?
2001.
You said you broke up Christmas 2001.
Yeah, we did.
So how come you
This
gave her the
was-
ring Christmas Eve?
Well, I don't know. I was dumb. I was, straight up.
Well, what did you say to her when you gave her the ring Christmas Eve 2001?
I asked her to marry me.
And what did she say to you?
She said yes. She goes, right now I need some space because her mom was sick, this and that. Okay, whatever. She said, but she does want to marry me. That's what she told me.
What did you use this credit card for?
Every time we needed money together, we would just pull it out of the ATM, just money straight out.
So you used it for joint bills?
Yes.
Good. I want you to tell me about the agreement that he made, if any, to pay you back for this. Did he say he was going to pay you back, and when?
Yes, he told me all the time.
Tell me when he agreed to pay you back.
Right when before we'd go get the money out, he would tell me that he was going to pay it off because I was not allowed to work, I was not allowed to get a job, so there was no way for me to pay it.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you that if you're living together and you have a child, that each time you would go and get money out of an ATM, he would say to you, I am going to pay back this amount because you're not working, because I don't want you to work, and I'm working, so each time we go, I'm going to pay you back.
Yes, he did say that.
I don't believe you, Miss Espinosa.
I'm telling the truth. I know I was right there, and that's why he was...
I don't believe you. In any event, I suggest you go find the engagement ring and sell it. Maybe that'll help pay off the bill. Listen to me, madam. You have to put a period. Just because one lawsuit didn't turn out the way you wanted it to 2 years later. I don't buy it, Miss Espinosa. I'm sorry. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's just very controlling. He's very manipulating.
I'm happy.
For 6 years, I was 16. I didn't know what I was doing.
All I gotta do is tell the truth, and that's what happens.
He started throwing me around. He slammed my leg in the door.
You know, I pushed her around before, but I never hit her or nothing like that.
Socked me. I hope he gets what he deserves.
I just hope she leaves me alone and go on with her way, and that's it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Pappas versus Aldern. Step forward, please.
Mortgage broker Corliss Pappas is suing her daughter's former friend, 19-year-old student Kelly Aldern, for the cost of a new car engine. Corliss says Kelly drove the car with the oil light on.
Ms. Pappas, you are the owner of an automobile. I assume this is your daughter.
Correct.
Your daughter goes to college?
Mm-hmm.
And she, without asking your permission, loaned your car to the defendant and this young lady for the purposes of making a trip, a long trip, 700 miles. The car broke down on the way home from the trip, and it is your claim that the defendant should pay for half of the cost for repairing the car. The defendant says that the car broke down and it wasn't her fault.
Correct.
Okay. You don't know what happened with the car because you weren't there. Is that right?
That is true.
And your daughter doesn't know what happened with the car because your daughter wasn't there.
That would be true.
This young lady, who was also in the car, what is your name?
Colleen.
Colleen sent you a check. Step up, Colleen. Why did you send her $800, Colleen?
I wanted to avoid conflict.
Why don't you tell me where you were going when you borrowed the car?
We were going to Iowa
From where?
from Greeley, Colorado.
How many miles is that trip?
700?
Each way?
Yes.
And the car made it there without a problem?
Yes.
What happened on the way back?
The engine seized.
Did anything happen before the engine seized? Look at me.
The oil light came on possibly a little bit before, but I didn't see it. I wasn't driving.
Colleen, let's not play games with each other so that way you won't be embarrassed. When did you find out that the oil light went on?
Right before the engine broke down, the car broke down.
And who told you the oil light went on?
Kelly was in the middle of telling me.
What did she say to you?
Basically, the oil light's on, and the car broke down right then.
How long had the oil light been on, Kelly?
It had been on for about a second or two, right before the engine seized.
Had you ever had any problems with leaking oil in the car before?
No, ma'am.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Annie Pappas.
Annie, when you had the car, did you have to put oil in the car frequently?
I put oil in, we serviced it in June, right? Correct. And we put oil in it, how long before? I'm sorry, I didn't know exactly. My dad always put oil in the car for us, so.
How old a car is this?
It's 1990.
So the car's 13 years old.
Yeah, so you do put oil in it.
And you have this car at college?
Yes, my mom gave it to me.
So, Ms. Pappas, what makes you think Miss Aldern is responsible for half of the damage to the car?
Two reasons. First of all, through the talk from these girls at the dorm, the comment was produced saying that they drove for 30 minutes with the oil light on. The second reason is that it's not a seized engine. It was an engine that actually had a rod go clear through the engine. The crankshaft also broke. The entire motor had to be replaced.
Well, what makes you think that that's Miss Aldern's fault?
I think if an oil light goes on and you drive or don't stop immediately, one would assume that you're not taking care of the car.
What if they were in the middle of a road where they didn't have a gas station?
Then pull over to the side and call for help. They ruined the engine.
How do I know whether or not the same thing might not have happened to your daughter? She doesn't know one thing from another about changing oil. She says, my dad takes care of that.
She does recognize if a light comes on, you stop.
According to Kelly, the light went on a few seconds before the engine seized.
I don't believe that. I don't.
Well, how do I know that? You weren't there.
That's true.
If your theory of the case is, Ms. Pappas, that the person driving the car, that would be Kelly, was negligent because she did not stop immediately and put oil in the car or call for help, then what is your theory with regard to Colleen being responsible? And you insisted that she give you half.
That's a valid point. However, no matter, even if you were in a brand new car and you drove 700 miles, when you stopped to purchase gasoline, you could check on the oil. I just thought people did that.
I don't check my oil every time I go into a gas station. What I'm asking you, Ms. Pappas, is why would you think Colleen would be responsible for half of your costs? She wasn't driving. She's a passenger.
I thought that she would be responsible because when she took the car from Ann, both girls said that if they broke it, they would buy the car. If any damage was created to the car, under any circumstances,
oh, well, that's a different story. Did you say that?
We did make an agreement when we took the car. Annie said, if you break it, you buy it, and we did agree to that. But we...
Just a second. That's a horse of a different color. Now, Kelly, but for the fact that you agreed to take care of any damage to the car while it was in your possession, you would not be responsible. But if you said to Miss Pappas, anything that happens to the car, if we break it, we buy it, that means that you're going to take care of it.
Well, we didn't say exactly if anything happens to the car. The understanding was more...
Don't tell me what the understanding was. The words. Just the words.
Okay, the words, Annie said, you break it, you buy it, and we said, okay.
You owe her $800, my dear. You owe her $800. You wouldn't ordinarily. But if she said to you, you break it, you buy it, and you said, okay, you are guaranteeing the return of that car in the same condition that you took it in. Therefore, you owe her $800. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 233 on the calendar in the matter of Highland versus Rubio Johnson.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Miss Highland, you did a very, very stupid thing that I'm sure you'll never, never do again, which is that you allowed both of these gentlemen to use your credit card for the purposes of renting a car. There was an accident. I understand the accident wasn't their fault, according to their answer, but you still got stuck with the bill.
Yes, ma'am.
And you want them to reimburse you for that bill.
Yes, ma'am.
They say you should have gotten insurance, right?
Yes. Yes.
Which one of these gentlemen do you know?
Eddie, the one in the blue.
How do you know Eddie?
Me and Eddie have been dating. We started dating in September.
Are you still dating?
No.
When did you stop dating?
We stopped dating about 3 weeks after the accident.
And tell me about the request to use your credit card and when that was.
Around the last week of February, Eddie approached me concerning their Mardi Gras trip. They said they had all their plans taken care of, but the matter of a rental car was the problem. They said that they couldn't rent a car because none of them had a credit card. So
how did they get a room for Mardi Gras? How did you get a room, Eddie?
We stayed with the sister.
And there were 3 of you going?
Yes, there was.
And none of you had a credit card?
None of us.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Oh, ma'am, I did have a credit card. It's just we went to the airport to rent one, and they said I had to be 23 years of age, so they wouldn't let me.
Oh.
But I had one.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
How old are you?
21.
How come it was okay for her to rent a car using her credit card?
They went to a different location than I went to.
Well, why didn't you go to the same location she went to?
I had no means of transportation.
Your Honor, I offered to take all of the guys to the rental place with me. Eddie was the only one who decided to go. Jason decided to stay in bed. He didn't want to go that
Were
day.
you living together?
No. We lived close by each other. Those two were living together at the time.
Okay. So you went to a rental place, and which rental place did you go to?
Enterprise.
Who went? You?
Myself and Eddie.
Let me see the paperwork that you filled out. And who filled it out?
I did.
And when she filled out the paperwork, Eddie, where were you?
I was right beside her.
Did you put him down as a driver?
I put all of them down as a driver.
Authorized drivers over 21. No, it doesn't list anybody else's name.
She didn't ask me. She said, are all the guys going to be driving? I said, yes, ma'am.
You got to be more careful.
Yes, ma'am.
But he was there.
He was
right?
Yes, I was.
And you were watching her fill this out.
Yes, I was.
And you saw that she declined any insurance.
No, I didn't. I thought
Well,
she
then
had
you should have
insurance.
looked more carefully.
Ma'am, we discussed in my house that we were going to get the insurance. And we had already figured the price in for the insurance. So when they went, she had the money. So we knew that there was going to be insurance. So there was no need to ask after that.
Go ahead. Your Honor, at the time when we went to rent the car, none of them had very much money. I lent Eddie $200 to make the trip.
Is that right, Eddie?
Yes, she did.
Go ahead.
And when the lady asked me, she said, would you like insurance? And I looked at Eddie, I said, you'll be driving the car, it'll be in your possession. He said, we can't afford it, we don't need it.
Did you say that to her?
No,
Eddie?
I didn't, ma'am.
Just say you weren't there, right?
No, ma'am.
Move over. And don't open your mouth again. And take your hands away from your pockets. Don't open your mouth again, because you weren't there, because you didn't get out of bed.
Yes, ma'am.
So don't open your mouth again until I ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
You were standing there and you saw her fill out this form where she declined insurance. There is no question in my mind that if you didn't watch her, you should have.
I thought she got the insurance.
I don't care what you thought. What'd you go there with her for?
Because we needed to get the car, and it just went. She wanted someone to go with her, and I did. I thought she had insurance. I thought she...
You're supposed to know. And I believe her when she says that she said to you, and you said, we don't have that much money. It'll be fine.
No, I didn't, ma'am.
Especially since you didn't even have enough money to go on the trip.
I loaned some money. I paid her back.
No, you didn't loan. You borrowed.
Borrowed some money.
How much money did they give you for the car?
Eddie and Jason gave me $90 apiece, and they said that they were going to pay the rest when they got back. We didn't have to pay for the car until we returned it.
What about the third person?
No.
So they didn't even have enough money to give you the entire amount of money before they went?
No.
You're really not smart. You'll never do it again.
No, ma'am.
And you will certainly tell all your friends, letting anybody else rent a car on their credit card is the dumbest thing that you can do.
Yes, Your
well,
Honor.
among the dumbest things that you can do.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Who was driving?
Ryan.
Where is he?
He's not here.
He was afraid to fly.
No, my dear. He was afraid of me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lindsay Highland says ex-boyfriend Eddie Rubio and his friend Jason Johnson owe for a wrecked car. Lindsay says the vehicle was rented with her credit card.
You took a chance. You lost. Why should she get stuck with your problem? What do you do for a living?
I'm a student
A student where?
at Upper Iowa University.
When are you graduating?
Next year.
Why is it taking you so long?
I just took a year off of college.
Why did you take off a year?
I just wanted to take off a year. Didn't feel like going to school for the year, so I took it off.
Who's paying for your school now?
Financial aid and loans. But when we got the car, I told her to get the insurance, because I've been through it in the past.
No.
And I had
no,
insurance.
sweetheart. You did not tell her to get the insurance because it was too much money. It would have practically doubled the cost of the car to get the insurance. You didn't even have enough money to give her for the rental car to begin with. And even if you said to her, get the insurance, you were standing right there. You have a mouth. You say to her, Lindsay, I told you we must have the insurance. I'm not taking the car out without the insurance. You could say that, can't you? And I want you to repeat after me. Lindsay,
Lindsay,
I'm not taking the car out without the insurance.
I'm not taking the car out without the insurance.
See how easy that was?
I did do it.
No. So, I'm not taking the car out without insurance. Here it is the paperwork. Even after you took a year off from college, you didn't lose the first 3 years, so I assume you can read English. Is that right, Eddie?
Yes, I can.
So that you have an opportunity to look at the paperwork before you put it in the car, right?
Correct.
The fact that you didn't, that's your problem.
We didn't find out until we got in the accident.
Listen to me, Eddie.
So.
You're not following what I'm saying to you. You were there with her. Lindsay, I'm not taking the car out without the insurance. You look at the paperwork, which you keep in the car, because you have to keep the paperwork in the car, right, Eddie?
Yes.
And you say, I can't take this car out, it doesn't have insurance. I'm not obligating myself. I'm leaving the car here. What do you want?
They told me that that I could just use my insurance. If anything happened, I could just put it on my insurance.
Who told you that?
The guys. They were all aware that there was no insurance.
I believe that they were. Now, Eddie, tell me about the accident.
We're coming back, and in Jackson, Mississippi, there was a semi that...
Give me whole sentences. There's a semi what?
Semi-truck.
Semi means half. There's a half.
There was
What you talk to me
semi-truck.
is about a half. There was a half that what?
There was a semi-truck that ran us off the road, and we hit the embankment, and they came back and hit it again. We had a flat tire, so we couldn't chase them, so he just left, and they...
Just a second. So a truck hit you. Let me get this. Truck hit you, and then after it hit you, it came back and it hit you again?
Well, we hit the side rail, and it came back, and we met again.
Oh, okay. It didn't come back to hit you purposely
Yeah.
for the second time. Is that right?
Correct.
Go ahead.
So it was considered a hit and run, so it wasn't our fault.
Mm-hmm.
So why should we pay if she should have got the insurance?
May I speak?
Who was driving?
Ryan,
Where is he?
he's not here. He didn't show up.
He was afraid to fly. And he told...
No, my dear. He was afraid of me.
Yes.
All right. Move over. What do you want?
Ma'am, I did have enough money for the insurance because I was going to use my credit card to rent the car. Because when we went and found out the first time, I had enough on my card. I just was not of age.
Listen to me. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I coulda rented the car on my credit card. I woulda if I got out of bed. And I coulda because I had enough money. But you didn't. Right?
No, ma'am.
What should this cost you?
$7,800. And Your Honor, this has gone on my credit, and I am in
Just
my...
a second. So have you paid it?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So the money has to go to Enterprise.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And so you're suing for the maximum allowable in this court, which is $5,000, but whatever recovery that you make, the check will be made payable to Enterprise. Okay.
And this is now affecting my financial aid, and I may not be able to finish my senior year of college.
Well, next time, we think twice about, being foolish. It's certainly not affecting his last year of college, and it looks to me as if you're going to get a lot more out of your last year of college than Eddie. You can move back now. The two of you were responsible because you had an agreement with her. Your agreement was that you were going to rent this car, and she was merely providing the mechanism for you to do that. You had the opportunity to use his credit card, chose not to do that. You used hers. You had knowledge of the fact that insurance was declined. You chose to drive the car anyway. This is your problem, not hers. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm glad that she saw that I made a mistake, but that they were ultimately responsible.
I feel bad, but it's her fault. She should have got the insurance.
He refused to pay me back. He said that it was my problem, and he understands we're going out, but he can't afford it, so, and I signed the papers, so it was my problem.
That little bit of trip wasn't worth it, man. It really wasn't worth it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Mayers versus Reedy. Step forward, please.
20-year-old hospital patient transporter Terrence Mayers is suing his ex-girlfriend, 21-year-old clothing salesperson Nicole Reedy, for breaking an apartment lease. Nicole is countersuing, claiming she paid Terrence's bills while he was unemployed.
Mr. Mayers, you and Miss Reedy had a relationship and decided to move into an apartment together. You signed a 6-month lease according to your complaint. The defendant moved out 2 months shy of the 6 months. Is that right?
Correct.
And you want her to be responsible for her portion of the lease because you moved in together with the understanding that you would each be responsible for 50% of the bills.
Correct.
In addition, you want her to be responsible for some furniture that was purchased, I assume purchased for this apartment.
Correct.
You claim that the furniture was purchased because the defendant wanted the furniture, so you purchased it on your credit card.
Right.
You have the furniture,
In storage, yes, I do.
but you want her to pay for it because she wanted it.
Right.
Ms. Reedy has a counterclaim. She says for the majority of the time that you lived together, you weren't working. She paid the bills. So she's got a counterclaim, is that right?
Yes.
When did you move out?
I moved out in May, but I still paid that rent. We both did not physically move out until June, the beginning of June.
Okay, so nobody paid June's rent and nobody paid July's rent.
I paid June's. The lease actually goes through August.
So it's really just July and August.
Right.
2 months, not paid. Where were you working in February of 2003?
I was working for Manpower, and I have a letter stating the dates that I was employed through them.
Let me see the letter. Okay, so you worked for them until March of 2003.
Correct.
Who did you work for after March?
In May, I began working for...
Just a second. So you didn't work for anybody in April?
No, ma'am.
Who paid the rent in April?
I borrowed money from my older brother, and...
Show me.
I don't have that with me.
You weren't coming to a dance today, so you were coming to court. So who paid May's rent?
We both paid. We split it.
Could you split it if you weren't working?
I borrowed money from my brother.
Again, and you have no proof of that, is that right?
No, ma'am.
All right, let's talk about April and May's rent. Do you have proof that you paid it?
I have proof for May's.
That'll do.
These are, I had to do money orders, and the rent was $5.95. There's one for $4.95 and one for $100.
Now, let's talk about the rent. He says he borrowed money from his brother. Is that true?
No, it is not. That is a lie.
Who paid the rent?
I did.
When he wasn't working?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Mayers, I want you to start off with this premise, sir. The premise is that I do not believe you borrowed money from your brother to contribute to the rent. Okay?
Okay.
That she paid the rent for those 2 months because you were out of work. Now, there are 2 months left remaining on the lease. That's pretty much a quid pro quo. Pay it. We understand each other?
Right.
Good. Now let's talk about the furniture.
We both, when we first moved into the apartment, we went down to IKEA, and we picked out furniture. So we went to go apply for an IKEA card. She was denied. She had overextended her credit, so I ended up having to put it on mine. And when she moved out, you know, I tried to, you know, work things out to where we both pay this bill off, but she ignored my phone calls. And
Well, but you have the furniture.
she didn't want it. When she
that right?
moved out, she just took the bed and that was it.
Go ahead, I'll hear you.
When we moved out, I stated to him that whoever takes the furniture should take the bill, and he told me he was taking everything.
Now, Miss Reedy, I'm going to get to your counterclaim. You're entitled to nothing, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you wrote in your answer, we lived together as a married couple. He was out of work for a while. You covered the rent. You moved out. He's got to pay the last 2 months. That's a wash. You understand?
Yes.
So, you got the furniture?
Yes, ma'am.
You pay the bill. She covered 2 months when you were out of work. You cover the last 2 months.
There's still utilities and I add on like the water bill and things
Listen
like
to me.
that.
For the months that you were out of work, she paid those bills.
She didn't pay all the bills by herself.
Well, sir, listen to me. You're not going to find a court that's going to go over an $11.95 bill and say, well, she didn't pay the whole thing. You were out of work. She covered the bills, because I don't believe that you borrowed money from your brother. When she moved out, and she had no right to move out, sticking you with the rent, if in fact you're going to pay the rent to the landlord and not make him chase you all over town, you cover that bill, because she did when you needed her. Right? Goodbye. Have a happy life.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Now, this is case number 199 on the calendar in the matter of Coggins versus Piper. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Coggins, according to the complaint that I read, you and Mr. Piper lived together for a period of time.
Yes.
And you took out a loan.
Yes.
And the loan was to be primarily used for a car for you. What kind of a car did you buy?
1990 Mustang.
How much did you pay for it?
$3,200.
How much of a loan did you give him?
$4,500.
What'd you do with the rest?
Well, she got a portion of the money, approximately $300 to $400, and the rest of the money I used to plate the car and insure the car.
And then shortly after the loan, the two of you broke up.
Yes.
He made some payments on the loan and then stopped.
Yes.
You want him to pay the loan?
Yes.
Mr. Piper says that he was forced to sell the car, stop making the payments because you moved out of the apartment, leaving him with the lease and the bills. And he couldn't do everything, so he stopped making the car payments.
Well, I paid some payments. I did not.
How many payments did you make?
I believe 4.
And in what amount?
122 and some change.
Does that sound right?
I believe he made 4, but only $55 have been made since the payments were always late. And they were adding the interest and the payments were always late. He's only actually paid $55 on the loan.
Can I see your last statement, please?
Yes.
So I can look at it. Well, the balance is $4,445.20, but some of this is yours.
Right.
Well, let's say there's $4,000 left on the loan. Now, did you both sign a lease for this apartment?
Yes.
When did you sign the lease?
March of 2004.
And when did you move out?
I moved out July of 04.
Are you still in the apartment?
Yes.
What was the rent on the apartment?
$735 a month.
And what was your financial arrangement with regard to the rent?
I was supposed to pay all of the bills, the electric and the cable and the cell phone bills, and him and his brother were supposed to pay the rent. They were supposed to
three of you
split
living
it.
there?
Yes.
Is that right?
My brother did move in, but we were not splitting the rent. That wasn't the agreement.
Yes, it was. Shh.
Why not?
Due to the fact my brother had just got back from the Navy, he was in a tight spot, he needed a place to live. I let him move in with us under the agreement that he would pay $200 a month.
Is he paying $200 a month?
Yes.
Then you're almost whole, sir. If the rent is $735, let him pay half the rent. He's not in a bind anymore.
I understand, but he's
Right.
also not on the lease.
I don't care whether he's on the lease or not. He's living there.
Yes.
I mean, your defense to this whole action with regard to the car is that she left you with the lease, which I would take into consideration, except for the fact that you moved your brother into the apartment and he could pay half the rent. I mean, he's a big boy.
Yeah, but what was I supposed to do when she left the lease, didn't have somebody else move in?
Listen to me very carefully.
Okay.
When you moved into the apartment together,
Mm-hmm.
the two of you, in March of '04, did your brother move in with you
Yes.
at the same time?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
With no agreement that he was to pay at least a third of the rent?
No. The agreement was $200.
Well, you better change the agreement, sir. Circumstances change. He's living there with you. Now, put your hand down. You sold the car.
Correct.
Who did you sell it to?
Kid named John.
Did you put a sign in the window?
No, I didn't.
Well, how did you sell it?
The kid came to my mother's house where the car was parked in the backyard. He had them get a hold of me because he wanted to purchase the car.
You mean it was like a Karnak? He said, oh, this must be a car that's for sale?
Well, the person that I bought the car from was friends with this kid. He was looking for that kind of car, so he came to me.
How much did he pay for the car?
How much did he pay for it?
That's my question, sir. It doesn't give you an opportunity to think about an answer.
I just
you should
didn't
know
hear
that.
you.
You should know that like that.
Yes,
Don't play with me.
He paid $1,100 for the car.
Why didn't you give that $1,100 to her?
Why would I give it to her?
Well, who's supposed to pay this loan?
Me.
But you haven't been doing that.
At that time, I was still paying the payment.
But then you stopped.
Correct.
So why didn't you give her the $1,100?
Because I was paying the loan at the time. It was.
But
up
then
to
you
date.
stopped.
The $1,100 by that point was gone. I mean, the situation I was in, I didn't
Who is this?
have. This is my girlfriend.
What is she here for?
Because she's been the one dealing with Ashley during this whole thing.
Why is she dealing with Ashley?
Because I repeatedly asked her not to call me. If she needed to get a hold of me, I asked her to ask her mother to call me, to email me, or to have...
I don't want to hear you unless I ask you a question.
I repeatedly asked
I'm
her
getting
not to call me.
frustrated with you, Mr. Piper.
Okay.
I'm getting frustrated with you, Mr. Piper. Somebody takes out a loan for you. You promise to pay them. You stop paying them. You sell the only equity that exists, which is your car.
Well, to tell you the truth, the car wasn't part of the loan.
Well, what was the loan for?
I'm saying there was no... That wasn't collateral on the loan or anything like that. Okay, this loan was just a personal loan. It wasn't a car loan.
I understand what it was, sir.
Okay.
She took out the loan to enable you to spend $3,200 plus tags and fees to buy a car.
Correct.
Of course I'm correct. You think you're smarter than I am?
No, ma'am.
On your smartest day. You're not as smart as I am on my worst day.
Okay.
What do you want?
I was wondering if I could say something.
Of course. I haven't had lunch.
Well, Danny was with Ashley throughout their whole high school career.
I don't give a... Listen to me.
I
listen to me
understand that.
carefully. I don't give a rat's behind whether they were soulmates in utero.
Okay.
He took money from her.
I understand
Listen,
that.
Try to be quiet and watch my mouth. He took money from her to buy a car. He stopped making payments on the car. He stopped making payments to her for the loan that she took out to enable him to buy a car. And then he has the gall to sell the car and not give her the proceeds.
She lived with Danny, was very unsatisfied with whatever Danny did. Left, did not pay any rent, didn't pay anything, asked him, oh, she is always in contact. Did you pay the rent? Did you pay this? Did you pay that? If you walked out, you are supposed to find someone to take your place. She did not do that. She left Danny with everything. Left him with the rent, the utilities. He had shut-off notices.
Listen to me.
A roof over your head is more important than a loan payment
When
that
my
she
mouth
should have
starts to move, yours is not moving. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He has no right not to pay his debts. And if you are making excuses for him,
I'm not.
Good, and you deserve each other.
And later today,
Why didn't you have it out when you were supposed to?
I hadn't realized how much stuff I had accumulated. I didn't realize how long
You
it would
mean
take.
it just came up and bit you on the behind?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ashley Coggins says she loaned money to ex-boyfriend Daniel Piper so he could buy a 1990 Mustang. Ashley says Daniel has never paid her back.
Danny has a brother, a big, strong guy who served his country, who came back, and who now has a roof over his head, cable, gas, electric, rent. And these two boys have to manage to pay $735 rent. And they can get that by collecting cans if they need more money. His brother, if he is trying to find a job, can go and work in a fast food place for minimum wage. You can make $350 a month doing that. He has no right not to pay his debts. And if you are making excuses for him,
I'm not.
Good. Then you deserve each other. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,000. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
After he asked her numerous times, don't call, I took the initiative to make the decision with her that me and her would communicate.
Well, I was calling him. The loan was in my name, and the bank was contacting me at work.
I couldn't handle it anymore. I mean, too many phone calls is too many phone calls.
He doesn't want to take care of his responsibilities. He just wants to let everybody else handle everything.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Schaefer versus Tyler. Step forward.
20-year-old Michael Schaefer is suing ex-roommate, 22-year-old Jacob Tyler, for damage to his property. Michael claims Jacob removed items from the apartment and left them outside.
All right, so I have some preliminary questions. Let's listen up very carefully, and let's start with the ground rules, which are everybody tells me the truth, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Good. You two were roommates for
Yes.
a period of time. Which one was the neat one?
I was.
And who was the slob?
He was.
I wouldn't say I was a slob. I wasn't as anal retentive as Jacob.
He had roommates that were.
This is your complaint. Mr. Tyler moved out before the end of the lease.
Yes.
Mutual?
Yes.
Yes.
The lease was to expire on May 31st of this year.
Yes, ma'am.
On May 31st, you came back.
To verify.
I like to tell the story myself.
I'm
I
sorry.
could do this as a one-man show, except that I need sometimes some input from you.
Okay.
You came back to ensure that he moved out on time because you were still responsible on the lease, and they had your security deposit.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And when you came back, you found Mr. Schaefer not being a slob, a little disorganized. All of his stuff is still there. The place is a pigsty, and you start to clean it up.
Yes.
He leaves. Where did you go on May 31st, by the way, when you left?
It was about 10 o'clock at night. I went home to go to sleep.
You went home where?
To my parents' house. I moved back in with my parents.
When did you move back in with your parents, Mr. Schaefer?
I had been moving things into their house over the course of
When was the last time you slept in this apartment?
the morning of May the 31st.
Now, you have to be very careful because I'm going to put you in between a rock and a hard place, sir. When you went back to your parents' house to sleep at 10 p.m. on May 31st, you were aware of the fact that the next day you were supposed to be totally out of the apartment, or midnight that night, correct?
Yes, correct.
But you went home at 10 o'clock,
Yes.
and you still had a lot of stuff there.
Some things, yes.
Well, that's why you're here, Mr. Schaefer, because it is your claim that you had a lot of stuff there that he took out and set outside, and it was either ruined by the rain or stolen. So it's a lot of stuff. Let's see how much stuff you say was there. $713 worth of stuff.
About
Well, why
400
did-
of which was the TV.
Why didn't you take that stuff and have it out when you were supposed to?
I hadn't realized how much stuff I had accumulated. I didn't realize how long
You
it would
mean
take.
it just came up and bit you on the behind? And if you did, why didn't you, instead of going home at 10 o'clock at night, Mr. Schaefer, stay up until midnight and get all the stuff out of there?
I was very tired.
That's too bad.
I figured we could settle up with the apartment. We could pay for an extra day just to get the rest of my stuff
You
out.
weren't going to pay for anything because the security deposit was his.
We would have settled afterward.
I don't believe you. And after you got your stuff out, stop playing with your papers, Mr. Anal Retentive.
Sorry.
You were supposed to clean it after you got your junk out.
I had been cleaning that day, and Jacob actually came by the apartment to clean and to patch holes that he had punched in the walls because he had quite an anger problem.
Just a second. So you had been cleaning that day?
Cleaning
Is
and
that
moving
what you're
it.
telling me? You had been cleaning that day?
Yes, I vacuumed the carpets. I was moving my stuff out, just going through the whole process.
Mr. Schaefer, you're full of baloney. Your stuff wasn't out of there. As far as I'm concerned, the landlord could have taken your stuff and thrown it in a dumpster at midnight. He's not responsible for your stuff after midnight.
I cleared it with the apartment manager the following morning.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Where is the manager? I want to interview the manager.
We don't have that manager
Well,
here.
that's too bad because that's hearsay. When a lease is up, it's up.
Before I left the apartment, Jacob was patching the holes up, and I had said, you know, I'm going home. I'll be back in the morning for the rest of my things. Don't touch anything. He said, okay, fine, and we left it at that.
Is that what happened, Mr. Tyler?
Yeah.
What happened?
I told him that it was unacceptable because when I got there, the fridge still had food in it. There was no cleaning done in the kitchen.
The vacuum that was there wasn't even being used on the carpet. I cleaned a bathroom that they never cleaned since we moved in there. It was beyond filthy. I came back to actually patch up the holes in the wall.
What were the holes in the wall from, sir?
From me and parties that they had been at, and I got upset because there was all these kids that were underage drinking, and I have pictures to prove that they were.
Do you have any proof of what this place looked like when you got there?
I have a witness, but she's in the Air Force boot camp right now, and I can't
help you there with that.
I know.
I have no
I'm sorry.
control over the Air Force.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
I like to think I would like to, but I don't. Mr. Tyler,
Yes, ma'am.
you had $440 in security deposit.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get any back?
I had 140, and I have a copy showing the amount which was taken out.
Can I see that, please?
And also at the top, ma'am, this is the part where I had the power turned off, and Mr. Schaefer was supposed to get it turned on in his name. He didn't.
We never
so the apartment
talked about that at
took
all.
care of it. The apartment charged me for the water, the trash, the electric that he accumulated.
So you lost your security deposit?
Yes, ma'am. And
Okay.
the added rent was for...
Now, did you patch up the walls?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Because there's nothing here about patched walls.
I have this also that says that there's new contact, lots of resident damage into...
Well, it doesn't say here anything about charging you for holes in the wall.
No, that wasn't.
Which means
But
that
they
you
were
patched
charging-
them. I'm speaking. Listen to what I'm saying to you. It's not here to hurt you. I said there is nothing that indicates from the apartment complex that they are charging you for holes in the wall. That would be a good thing. Then
Yes,
you say, you are right. You are correct, Judge.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Where did you put whatever stuff of his was left outside?
I moved it underneath the stairwell of the upstairs apartment, and I covered it with blankets. I wrapped his VCR in bubble wrap. Unfortunately, he said that it rained the next morning in the area.
What happened when you came back the next day? So first of all, what time did you come back to the apartment the next day?
About 9 in the morning.
And what did you find when you got there?
I came there with my girlfriend. This is Nicole. We came there with her truck to get the rest of my stuff, and we came up to the apartment.
Just a second. Step up. Your last name is?
Sierra.
Miss Sierra, when did Mr. Schaefer pick you up?
I came to pick him up with my truck at a little bit before 9 a.m. on June the 1st to go retrieve the rest of our stuff.
Had you been there? What do you mean the rest of your stuff? Had you been living there too?
No, I just...
Some of her stuff was in there. I'm sorry.
Don't speak.
My couch cushions and my vacuum was there.
So my
and-
question is, had you been living there?
No, ma'am.
Had you been staying there?
Yeah.
Don't play with me. Had they used your truck to move the other items? Don't look, listen to me. Don't look at him. Don't you have an independent recollection of this? I asked you, had they used your truck to move out the other items?
Yes, some of the other stuff.
How many days had they used your truck?
Probably about 4 days.
Good. And where were you the night of May 31st?
I was at home.
Doing what?
Resting. I work 30 hours a week, and so I was just...
Oy! My God, 30 hours a week! Oh, you must be exhausted. How old are you?
I'm 23.
23, and you work 30 hours
and I
a
go
week?
to school full-time.
Good. What school do you go to?
I just graduated from the North Lake Community College in Dallas, Texas.
Good. So you graduated from college, and I know from college. I mean, I know how many hours a day one goes to college, so 30 hours a week working you can manage. So you were exhausted.
I wasn't exhausted.
What about you? How exhausted were you? Where do you work?
I worked at Metro Volkswagen.
And you also go to school full-time?
No, I'm not in school currently.
You work 40 hours a week?
Yes, ma'am.
So you work 40 hours a week and don't do anything else. You've got a girlfriend who works 30 hours a week and goes to school full-time, so you should have been pretty wide awake on the 31st. I don't see what you needed to go to sleep for at 10 o'clock at night. You have no case, sir. He is not obligated to risk his security deposit because you decided you needed an early nap. He secured your stuff as best as he possibly could. If it was ruined by the rain, that's your problem. You should have had it out by May 31st. You owe him $440 for security deposit because you lived like pigs, then you have to pay for that. Goodbye.
Parties are excused for me. Your Honor, this is case number 381 on the calendar, the matter of Wilson versus Mina.
Thank you, Bert.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Mr. Wilson, according to the complaint that I read, you and Mr. Mania had been partners for some time.
That's correct.
And after the two of you went your separate ways, you had asked Mr. Mania to take care of your cat.
Temporarily, yes.
You ascertained at some point that Mr. Mania had taken your cat to the pound and you went over to his home that he shared with his mother. I assume this is your mother,
Yes.
sir? In order to retrieve the cat's cage or box so that you could go and retrieve the cat from the pound.
Correct.
And at that time, according to you, Mr. Mania assaulted you. You have medical bills, you have lost wages, and you want to be compensated for the assault. Mr. Mania says that you became aggressive with his mother and that he was merely defending his mother.
That is true.
When did you and Mr. Mania officially break off your relationship?
It would be in September of 2004.
But you remain friends?
I would say acquaintances.
When did you ask him to take care of your cat?
That would be in August of 2005.
You called him?
That's correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And what did he say when he called you?
Well, when he called me first about the cat to me, he told me
Don't tell me what it was. Just tell me what he said to you, Mr. Mania.
the cat's alive. It's not dead anymore. It's alive. I want you to take care of the cat because I can't take care of it anymore. And I'm like, the cat's alive. What? You told me it was dead for the past 6 months.
Well, now it was alive. So he
Yeah.
asked you to take care. So he asked you to take care of the cat.
Yes.
Did he tell you why?
He couldn't keep it where he was living at that time.
Did he say it was a temporary arrangement?
Yes.
And you said okay?
No.
What did you say?
I said my mom didn't want any more cats. I already had one cat. I told him, don't bring the cat over. He kept insisting, I need the cat over. I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring it. I'm not going to be home. You know, it used to be my baby, but not anymore.
So he brought the cat over anyway?
Yes.
Who was home when he brought the cat over?
My brother.
Is that right, sir?
Yes.
And you left the cat in August of 2005. Do you remember when in August?
August 27th.
How long did you keep the cat, sir?
2 days.
And what did you do with it?
Well, I told him to go and pick it up. I gave him more than 24 hours. My mom kept pushing me, take the cat, take the cat. You know, there's too many cats here, take the cat. I told him, you know, you have until Monday before I take it. That happened on a Saturday night. I found the cat on Sunday morning, 1 in the morning when I came back. It was in the backyard with nobody's permission. I couldn't believe it. I was in shock.
I don't care whether you're
Okay.
in shock or not. We're going to get through this part of the story and get to the assault in a minute. So you brought the cat to the pound 1 or 2 days later.
Yes.
When did he come for the cat's cage?
Monday night.
So now tell me what happened, Mr. Wilson, when you got there on the 29th of August, 2005, to pick up your cat's cage.
Okay. I originally went to Jack in the Box where him and his brother work, and I asked for more items other than the cage. However, the cage was what his brother originally did not bring and said, okay, well, George gets off at 10 o'clock.
Could we get over to who was home at the 29th when you went there to pick up the cage?
George and his mother.
And what happened?
They had just pulled up into the driveway, and I proceeded to walk towards the entrance of the gate to the driveway, and his mother became very upset because she never liked me and started yelling at me
What
in
did she say?
Spanish. I don't know what she was saying because she was speaking Spanish, and I just avoided her. George proceeded to walk towards inside the garage to get the cage for me, and his mother kept yelling and yelling. I did get out of line, and all I did say is I called her the B word. And so George came and charged after me and said, what did you call my mom? Striking me several times.
Where did he strike you?
In my face and in my head, on my head. And I ran towards the main street, and he ran after me. He caught me, basically, and started hitting me more, caused me to fall. I passed out. A neighbor seen me and came to my attention and waited for the paramedics to get there.
You have a hospital report?
I do.
You have a police report?
I do have some memos. It states that there was a police report made.
Let me see, please.
And this is the original hospital where it says alleged assault, where I was
Let me just see.
there for 2 days.
How long were you out of work?
It was from August 29th to September 29th, so a month.
Were you ever taken into custody, Mr. Mania? Any police officer ever speak to you?
Oh, they did at the house, but that's about it.
Did you pursue this matter with the police, Mr. Wilson?
I did not proceed to convict or press charges due to I didn't want to ruin it for him on becoming a legal resident, and that's why I didn't.
Step up, please. Your mother speaks Spanish?
Yes.
Can you tell me your name?
Yes, Your Honor. Samantha Lubrani. I'm a certified court interpreter.
Mrs. Mania, what did you say to Mr. Wilson when he came to pick up the cat's cage?
¿Qué le dijo usted al señor Wilson cuando él llegó a buscar la jaula del gato?
Estaba dentro de mi propiedad.
I was on my property.
Sin mi permiso.
He was on my property without my permission.
Yo le dije, ¿qué estás haciendo aquí?
I said to him, what are you doing here?
Él dijo, vengo a recoger esto, el cage del gato.
He said, I'm coming to pick up this, the cat's cage.
Se lo había dejado Jorge horas antes fuera de la casa.
We had left it for him. Jorge had left it for him several hours earlier outside the house.
I asked you what you said to Mr. Wilson.
Oh, al señor Wilson.
¿Qué estás haciendo aquí?
What are you doing here?
What else did you say to him?
¿Qué más le dijo usted a él?
Nada más.
Nothing else.
I don't think I believe you.
Parece que no le creo a usted.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You just told me, sir, that the reason you hit him is because he called your mother a name.
But when he was saying that he was coming towards us, he was coming towards us, Your Honor.
Mr. Mania, she's a liar, and so are you.
And later today,
6 months, you had the car and didn't make a payment.
Go ahead, Jamil, explain to her.
Mr. Linares, if you talk out of turn again, I'm going to throw you out. You want me to do that?
No, ma'am.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jason Wilson says ex-boyfriend Jorge Mina owes for damages from an assault. Jorge says Jason called his mom a bad name.
I don't think I believe you.
Parece que no le creo a usted.
No hablo inglés.
I don't speak English.
Then how do you know what he said to you?
Entonces, ¿cómo sabe usted lo que él le dijo a usted?
Únicamente le dije, ¿qué estás haciendo aquí? Mi hijo le dijo en inglés. Únicamente.
All I said to him was, what are you doing here? And my son spoke to him in English. That was all.
And I'm telling you that I don't believe you.
Y yo le estoy diciendo a usted que no la creo.
I believe that you got into
Yo creo que usted sí.
a shouting match with Mr. Wilson.
Tuvo una discusión a gritos.
Because you were unhappy that he brought the cat to your house in the first place.
Que le había dejado el gato al principio.
You were unhappy with his previous relationship with your son.
Que él había tenido con su hijo.
No. No, no, no. No es cierto.
That's not true.
No.
Did Mr. Wilson call you a...
El señor Wilson sí le dijo.
Yes.
You want me to believe that Mr. Wilson called you a... because you said to him, what are you doing here?
Solamente.
Eso tendría que preguntar.
Just to answer my question. Answer my question. You want me to believe that Mr. Wilson called you a name, and all you said to him was, what are you doing here?
¿Qué estás haciendo aquí?
Estaba dentro de mi propiedad.
I was on my property.
That's not what I asked you.
Fue lo que le pregunté.
She's speaking Spanish. You do understand Spanish, don't you?
Yes.
She speaks in the same dialect that you do?
Yes, yes.
Then answer my question.
Contésteme la pregunta.
You want me to believe that Mr. Wilson called you a name, and all you said to him was, what are you doing here?
¿Qué estás haciendo aquí?
¿Es lo cierto?
It's the truth.
No. No. Now let's hear from your son. You got where I'm going, Mr. Mania?
Yes.
I want you to understand this, Mr. Mania. When somebody lies to me once, I tend to find suspect everything else that they say to me.
I understand that.
So now I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay.
Did your mother just tell me the truth?
Yes, she did.
Then you and I are going to have a problem, Mr. Mania, with the remainder of your testimony, sir, because I don't believe your mother and I don't believe you. Did your mother like Mr. Wilson? Did she like Mr. Wilson?
At that point?
Yes.
Probably not.
Did she like the fact that he brought over the cat to your house without permission?
No.
Did she give you a hard time about the cat being in your house?
Yes, she did.
That's what you just told me.
Yeah.
So then you want me to believe that when he came there, and according to your mother, he came to my property without permission.
It wasn't without permission.
Listen, that's what she told me.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
Just a second.
Okay.
That's what she told me.
Okay.
That all she said to him was, what are you doing here? That's what you want me to believe, Mr. Mania?
That's what she said, and that's when he got into it and say, shut your mouth, that, you know. And she was like, what are you doing here? What are you doing? And he said in Spanish.
No. I don't hear, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? That's two, what are you doing here? Do you understand where I'm going, Mr. Mania?
Yes.
Your mother was screaming at him. Yeah, she was. And he called her a bad name, and he should not have. No question about it. It was disrespectful. You understand that?
I do.
Doesn't give you the right to hit him.
I understand that, Your Honor.
And you hit him because he called your mother a name.
That and because he was there at the house without permission.
You just told me a moment ago he wasn't there without permission. You just said that to me, which means he had somebody's permission, because your mother just said to me that my son left the cage out for him.
That was hours before. Hours before.
What difference does it make? You said, come and pick up the cage, I'm going to leave it out for you. So he had permission. So now you're telling me that the reason you hit him is because he called your mother a name and because he was on your property without permission.
Yes.
You can't do that.
I understand that.
And you are responsible then for all of his injuries, because in addition to that, not only did your mother lie to me, but you lied in your answer. Because in your answer, you say, when plaintiff became hostile and aggressive towards my mother, he came at her, so I hit him.
He was when...
No, that's not what you just told me. That's what you put in the answer. You just told me, sir, that the reason you hit him is because he called your mother a name. You got angry.
But when he was saying that he was coming towards us, he was coming towards us, Your Honor.
Mr. Mania, she's a liar, and so are you. You either lied to me just now when you say that the reason you hit him is because he called your mother a name, or you lied in your answer. Because here you would have said to me, I became frightened because he became very aggressive. He came towards me in a stance, towards my mother, in a stance that I thought that this guy, who you outweigh probably by 25 pounds, was going to hurt me or my mother. So in self-defense, I hit him. That's not what happened, Mr. Mania. What happened is you got angry because he called your mama a name, and you hit him. And you got so angry that you chased him down the street, and you hit him again. And you're going to pay for his injuries, and you're going to pay for his lost wages, and you're going to pay for his pain and suffering, because you have absolutely no right to do that. Sticks and stones break your bones. Names will never hurt me. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He wanted my friendship, so I guess the cat would have been a way to have a friendship with me or something.
He can't deal with his anger. He can't deal with the past.
It's been going on for a while, and I want it all to end, and I hope this will be the end of it.
I really honestly don't see it, but I'm going to pray.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Linares versus Rivera. Step forward.
Annie Linares is suing her former friend, Jamil Rivera, for the remaining payments on a 2005 Nissan Altima.
Ms. Linares, you purchased a car. Shortly after you purchased the car, you realized you couldn't afford the car. Something happened with your job, I don't know. Mr. Rivera was a friend of yours. He had a very expensive car that he was renting, and so you worked out an agreement with him that he would take over the payments on your car and he would drive it. And within a period of time, a year or so, he would get a loan in his own name, put the car in his name, and you would be out of the debt that you had on the car. According to your complaint, Mr. Rivera paid for a while, then stopped paying, and the car was repossessed. You want the money that it will take to get the car back from the finance company.
That is correct.
Mr. Rivera says he was merely helping you out and you were going to lose the car anyway.
That is correct, Your
What kind of car is it?
It's a Nissan Altima 2005 Touring Series.
What were the monthly payments on the car?
$491.05.
How many payments did you make on the car?
I bought it in April. My first payment was in June, and I paid July and August and September.
And then Mr. Rivera took over?
That is correct.
What month did you take the car?
On July.
What month did you make your first payment?
On July.
She said she made 4 payments. She paid June, July, August, and September. She made 4 payments.
No, she didn't.
You have proof that you made 4 payments?
I made payments with my check for the car. The time he took the car was in September, and I recall it very well, Jamil, because my daughter's birthday was September 22nd.
Listen to me. Don't talk to him. Okay? Talk to me. Let's say he took the car in September. When did you stop making payments on the car?
Stopped making payments around May.
Did you make all of the payments consistently? Because she has all the paperwork. So did you make all the payments consistently from September of 04, at least, until May of 05?
Yes, Your Honor. There were some of them were late.
How late?
A month.
Well, that's a lot late. That's not
correct,
late. Late is a day or 2 or maybe a week. Late is not when you have to double up payments.
Correct.
You bring me proof that you made those payments?
No, I don't have the proofs right now because I was rushed to the airport.
What, are you kidding me? If you don't have proof, sir, it doesn't exist. What you do is when you know you're being sued, you gather up all your stuff and you don't go to court until you have it. When were you notified of your court appearance, sir?
Approximately 2 weeks ago.
So I'm going to repeat again, Mr. Rivera. If you don't have the proof that you paid from September '04 until May of '05, it doesn't exist. When did he stop making payments?
The last payment was made on May of '05 for $900. And the check of June and July bounced.
So when did you last have the car in your possession?
In November '05.
Well, if you last made a payment, according to you, in May of '05, what were you doing with the car in your possession in November of '05?
At that time, I did call the company, and I called the dealership as well.
I don't care if you called the King of Prussia. What were you doing with the car in your possession, sir, if you didn't make payments May, June, July, August, September, October, 6 months? You had the car and didn't make a payment.
Go ahead, Jamil, explain to her.
Mr. Linares, if you talk out of turn again, I'm going to throw you out. You want me to do that?
No, ma'am.
Well, I will. I will. You did the wrong thing. Say, I was wrong, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I didn't do the right thing to her because we had an agreement and I didn't follow through with my agreement, and there was no excuse for it, because if I couldn't afford the car, I should have returned it to her in May.
Well, she acknowledged that.
Listen to me. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. If I couldn't afford the car, I should have returned it to her in May.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's better. Now, how much do they want now for
Well,
you to get the car back?
They want the 6 months that I owe.
That's $29.46.
They want the late fees, delinquency, and collection charges.
Do you have a paper from them? You driving another car now, Mr. Rivera?
At this point, yes.
What kind of car are you driving now?
It's just a Honda Passport.
Where'd you get it from?
It's just a car that I lent from a family member.
What kind of work do you do?
I work in a bank right now.
In a bank? Doing
Yes,
what?
ma'am. Financial advisor.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it a national bank?
Yes, ma'am.
There that you work in a bank, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,700. Thank you. That's all.
Now, this is case number 281 on the calendar in the matter of Bryant versus Linegar. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Bryant, who is this lady?
This is my mother.
You can sit down. I gather your mother was the only one who wasn't drunk on the night of July 16th.
Yes, and she insisted on being here, so.
Good. How old are you, Daniel?
I'm 25, Your Honor.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a personal trainer, Your Honor.
Full-time?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor. It's considered part-time, but yes, I work full-time.
How many days a week do you work?
I work whenever I have clients. It could be weekends, nights, anytime.
What do you do the rest of the time, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm also a full-time
You-
student.
He forgot that. Who's paying for his school? Raise your hand. He forgot. Now, how old are you?
21.
How do you manage to keep yourself busy during the day?
I sell real estate.
For whom?
My father.
Are you married or single?
Not married.
And you?
I'm single, Your Honor.
And who is this young lady?
That's my girlfriend.
Well, if it's your girlfriend, then you're single. Got it. Now, was your girlfriend at this party on July 16th?
Yes, ma'am.
She drunk too?
Not drunk, no.
Had she been drinking?
Yes.
And who was this person over here?
That's my friend Joey.
Was Joey drunk?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were drunk?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were drunk?
Alcohol was involved, Your Honor.
Daniel,
Yes.
your complaint seems to say you acknowledge being so drunk.
Alcohol was involved, yes, but I wouldn't say we were so drunk, Your Honor.
I'm not talking about them. They acknowledged they were drunk.
Okay.
I'm talking about you.
Yes.
Were you drunk or sober?
I was drunk.
How come it took me 3 minutes to get there? 1 second would have been enough.
I'm sorry.
It is your complaint that this young man, Joey, didn't want you to drive home from the party because you were all drunk.
Correct.
Whose house was this party at?
It's Kyle's house.
Yours?
Yes, ma'am.
Who do you live with?
Oh,
it's not an answer.
3 roommates.
Is it your house or is it a rental house?
It's rental.
How many people were at this party?
About 8 or 9.
So Joey didn't want you to drive home. He tried to stop you, and according to your complaint, in the scuffle that ensued, you were injured. But you were injured not by Joey.
Correct.
You were injured by the defendant who, according to you, kicked you in the face and severely injured you.
Yes,
You want
facial
your
fracture.
bills paid, and the defendant says there was no way that he kicked you. You were injured in the course of a struggle because you were all out of control that night.
Right.
So what time did you get to this party, Daniel?
I'm guessing maybe 5 or 6 o'clock.
Where did you come from?
I probably came from work. I'm really not sure. I honestly don't remember, Your Honor, whether I came from home or I came from work. But I did go over there on the night of July 16th, around 5.
So you don't know whether you came there directly from home, directly from work, whether you had been out for the afternoon, whether you'd been working for the afternoon. You don't remember that, but you remember going over there about 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
What time was it that this altercation took place?
I would estimate maybe around 10 or 11 o'clock that the actual altercation took place.
And between 5 and 6 and 10 or 11, you were all drinking?
We were all socializing, yes.
I didn't ask you whether you were socializing. I asked you whether you were drinking.
Okay, yes.
Anybody using any soft or hard drugs?
No.
There was a slight hesitation there, Daniel.
Well, I had to think that the question you asked me was pretty... no, we did not do drugs.
Except alcohol?
Alcohol and cigarettes.
Any funny cigarettes?
No funny cigarettes, Your Honor. I promise you.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely, there was no drug there that night.
So you were just all looped on alcohol. What was your drink of choice that night, Daniel?
We had mostly consumed...
No, not we. I said
I
you.
mostly consumed beer, Your Honor, with a little bit of liquor, probably.
What kind of a little bit of liquor?
Probably vodka, Your Honor.
Did you make the vodka with the beer, or were you drinking it sort of separately?
Probably separately, Your Honor.
But there came a time when you didn't remember anymore whether you were drinking it separately or together. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
Well, I asked you whether you were drinking the vodka and the beer together, sort of mixed together, and you said probably separately. Now, as someone who is reasonably conversant in English, probably separately means it could have been mixed together.
Correct, Your Honor.
Now tell me what you remember as
Okay.
having happened between 10 and 11 after 5 to 6 hours of drinking with a mix of vodka and beer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me what happened.
Even though alcohol was involved...
No, just tell
Okay.
me what happened.
Joey and I started to get into it because he would not allow...
That's Joey. Joey?
That's Joey Lewis on the end.
Joey.
He would not allow me to drive home, which is commendable. And he grabbed my keys and threw them in the front lawn. And, of course, I became enraged. And I said, no, you're not going to throw my keys in the front lawn. So I started a physical altercation with him. And we didn't throw any blows at each other. Like friends, we wrestled it out. We were grappling on the floor near the front door. And the two girls that were upstairs were watching, and Kyle was up there watching. And as I was on all fours, and as I opened up to my left, it wasn't then until I received a kick to my face.
And my other roommate was there.
Stop. And I know it wasn't the two girls because she had on flip-flops or sandals, and the other girl had on cowboy boots. And the cowboy boots would have pierced my skin. And he was actually behind me to my left as I was on fours. And it wasn't until I opened up till he came in for the kick. And it was very intense. I didn't feel any pain because the adrenaline and the endorphins kick in. But the impact was very, very intense, and there was no way he could have done it lying on the ground because your momentum, if you're lying on the ground and you throw a punch in the air, you can't get your body weight into it, you can't get any force into it. He's not going to break a bone in my face. And I have the paperwork proving that I have a facial fracture and all the bills right here. I know he kicked me in the face. He definitely did. There's just no question about it. All the evidence points right towards him. And as I was on all fours, immediately after he kicked me, instantaneously I stand up, Your Honor, and in the corner of my eye I can see his profile. I turn around and confront him, and he looked like he saw a ghost.
You remember all that distinctly, is that
Yes,
right?
Your Honor. I've been thinking about this for a long time.
Now, before you got to the party, Daniel, had you been drinking?
No, Your Honor.
So, Daniel, I just want to understand this.
Yes.
Before you got to the party, you had not been drinking, and you don't remember where you were coming from. Take your hands out of your pockets. You do remember only that you got there at about 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, then you spent 5 to 6 hours drinking an assortment of concoctions that rendered you inebriated. So inebriated that your best friend wouldn't let you drive home. Then, all of a sudden, being totally inebriated, you remember distinctly everything that happened. Doesn't that sound strange to you, Daniel?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Any lower, I'd have lost all my teeth. Any higher, I probably would have lost an eyeball.
Daniel.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's very possible that he
And you
kicked
can
you.
still
Listen,
see the discolor.
Daniel,
Yes.
don't drink if you can't hold your liquor.
And later today,
Did you ever go to the towing company to try to get your car back?
I was stupid.
Listen, well, so what do you want from me? I'm not here to make you smart, madam.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Daniel Bryan says former friend Kyle Lineker kicked him in the face during a drunken argument.
You don't remember where you were when you were sober, but when you were drunk, you remember everything. You have a very interesting mind the way it works.
But there was no alcohol test that took place. There was no...
Listen to me very carefully, sir.
Yes.
What I said is exactly what you told me a moment ago. When you were sober, at 5 o'clock, you don't remember whether you were afoot or horseback, whether you came there from work, whether you came there from play. Then you drank for 6 hours, and then you have an acute memory of everything that happened, including a punch and a kick. Is that what you're saying?
Your Honor, I assure you I'm not lying to you. No,
I didn't ask you, I assure you're not lying. I asked you, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, Your Honor, that's what I told you.
Now let's move on to you.
For one, when him and Joey were wrestling by our front door, my other roommate, Ryan, was on his other side, right to his right, and we were both pulling him off of Joey. And he said that one of the girls couldn't have kicked him because she had sandals on, and as did I, so...
Did you kick him?
No.
You were drunk?
Yes.
Good. Were you drunk?
Yes.
Now tell me what happened when you took his keys and threw them away.
He became enraged and we got into like a wrestling fight on the floor.
When you say he became enraged, do you remember what he said to you?
No, not exactly. I can't remember. It's still blurry for me. I do remember the wrestling part. I remember us wrestling around and we fell to the ground. And I threw in a punch, but I didn't hit him in the face. I'm pretty sure I hit him in the back of the head during that. And then like 3 people tried to pull him off, and that's when we locked him outside of the house.
Nobody was angry with him.
No.
They were trying to protect him.
Exactly.
Daniel, nobody was angry with you that day, is that right?
Nobody was angry with me that day, no. But, Your Honor, I know he kicked me in the face. And all the evidence points towards him, and I didn't kick myself in the face, and it was intentional and it was malicious, and it had nothing to do with what me and Joey were doing.
That's what happens when
if
you
Joey
get drunk, Daniel.
That's
what happens when you... That's what happens when...
He could have killed me, Your Honor. People have died for much less. And any lower, I'd have lost all my teeth. Any higher, I probably would have lost an eyeball.
Daniel.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very possible. It's very possible that he
And you
kicked
can
you.
still
Listen,
see the discolor.
Daniel,
Yes.
don't drink if you can't hold your liquor.
You're right. I'm sorry.
There is absolutely no way to determine with a reasonable degree of certainty that you need in a court which of these people who were involved in this altercation caused your injury. The fact that you're giving me Einstein's theory of relativity and saying that when you're on the ground you can't punch somebody with enough force in order to get their body weight into it, so therefore it couldn't have been him that caused your injury, and therefore I must exclude him, is not evidence. Sir, listen to me carefully.
Yes, I had a phone conversation with him where he said, I admit I did not cause that injury. But I just...
No, sir. You're not following me. You don't know who caused the injury. You don't have sufficient clarity of memory in your drunken state to convince me that you can say that it was this young man that caused your injury. And if you want to make sure that you're not in that position again, I suggest that you're 25 years old and that you find something to do on a full-time basis or go to school on a full-time basis because it's time for you to grow up.
I agree. It was an irresponsible thing for me to do.
Right. Then don't come to court and ask the court to waste its valuable time when you've behaved irresponsibly. You were all drunk. You shouldn't have been drunk, and I'm not satisfied. May have been him, but may have been him is not proof here sufficient for me to find that he's guilty.
What if he admits that he did it, though?
What if he admits that he did it? To who did he admit that he did it?
I was hoping you'd break him down and the evidence would be strong enough against him that maybe he would come clean.
That is not my job, Daniel.
Yes.
My job is not to break him down. My job...
Would you like to see the paperwork?
I don't want to see the paperwork unless the paperwork has a confession. Does it have a confession?
No, Your Honor. It's just proof from the doctor that I sustained his facial
I
fracture.
believe that you sustained serious injury. You know what kind of serious injury you would have sustained if he would have let you drive home?
A lot of things could have happened that night.
Right. This time, you got drunk and you were injured. Fortunately, you didn't hurt anybody else. The answer is, don't get drunk. Getting drunk is stupid.
I agree, Your Honor.
Good. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's a strong guy. He's a lot stronger than me, so he's pretty determined he was leaving that night. And I was just trying to save him from doing something stupid.
Joey was trying to protect him. Kyle was viciously attacking him.
That's not true. I was just trying to get my friends from fighting.
It didn't need to come down to this.
I don't think Kyle kicked him in the face, but I was just as drunk as everyone else.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sailors versus Coffee Wick. Step forward.
Darla Sailors is suing 25-year-old Sally Coffey and her father, Paul Wick, for a refund on a 1996 Saturn. Darla claims she was sold a lemon.
Miss Sailors, how old are you?
32 years old.
How many cars have you had?
3.
New or used?
Used.
When you bought a used car prior to this one, were they always running? Were you able to drive them from where you purchased them home?
Yes, ma'am.
Because when you buy a car, what you want is a car that takes you from one place to another. If you wanted a geranium potter, you would buy something that just sat in your backyard and where you could pot geraniums, right?
That's right.
So this is what your lawsuit is about. You purchased a used car from the defendants for $400.
Yes, ma'am.
And the car, at the time you purchased it, was not running. So you had to tow it to your house or tow it to someplace.
That's correct.
And then you found out that the car was a real piece of junk. So you had to tow it to their house and you want your money back. They say you bought that car as is. It was a piece of junk when they sold it to you. That's why they sold it for $400. That's not what they say, but that's what I figure. And when you towed it back to their house, you damaged their garage door. So they are counterclaiming for $500. Correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Let me see the bill of sale. Thank you.
I also have a letter that she mailed me the day I dropped the car off at her house. There's no mention of any damage, as well as I have pictures of the drop-off of the vehicle, Your Honor.
Well, that's about the counterclaim. Let's see about this.
Okay.
All right, Miss Sailors, I'm going to read this to you because I have a lot of cases to do today. This is a bill of sale. It's a very clear bill of sale. It says the seller warrants, this is what they warrant to you, that they have good title to the property, to the car, and they have full authority to sell the car. Do you?
Yes.
And that the property is sold free and clear of all liens, right?
True.
Correct.
Encumbrances, liabilities, and adverse claims of any nature. And then in big bold letters, bigger than anything else on this bill of sale, it says that said assets, which is the car, are otherwise sold in as-is condition and where presently located.
Yes, ma'am.
They signed it and swore to it. You signed it.
With this sign agreeing to what is on the sign as it was sold. This sign says the engine runs great, that there's only 2 minor repairs. I have pictures of it on the car. That is where my grief comes in. She told me that my car would be worth $3,000 had I put a serpentine belt on it, and that's it, and a cooling system. She guarantees the engine running great.
No, she doesn't.
It's in the sign she put on the car.
No, she doesn't. She guarantees. Listen to me. That is what you call puffing. Engine runs great. A 32-year-old person who has owned 3 cars before knows that if you have to tow the car off their property, the engine doesn't run great. Because if the only thing that had to be fixed on this car was a belt, and then you could sell it for $3,000, these people don't look like idiots. Put on a belt on the car and sell it for $3,000. This is what you purchased, an as-is car for $400. Now, let me get to your counterclaim. It says, on August 3rd, you abandoned your vehicle on my property. I attempted to contact you and request that you remove the vehicle. My telephone calls were not returned. Consequently, I had no choice but to have your vehicle towed. It is now located at Rancho del Rio Towing. Their telephone number is, the tow truck informed me you have 3 days to claim it. Subsequent to that, it will be sold at a lien sale. How come you don't talk about the garage door?
It wasn't something I intended on pursuing.
Good, perfect, so that you don't have to bother me with it now. The car was subsequently sold?
I have never inquired into
Did you ever go to the towing company to try to get your car back?
Well, I didn't have the money to go get the car out. She had it towed, and they wanted a tow bill, and that's all she sent. And she sent me the bill of sale the same day she sent me that. That bill of sale I got.
You shouldn't have.
I know. I was stupid.
Listen, well, so what do you want from me?
But
I'm not here to make you smart, madam. When you purchase a used car that says purchased as is, and more importantly, if it doesn't run, and that's the purpose of buying a car, to take you from one place to another.
Well,
and this car, I'm speaking, and this car you had to have towed.
Right.
From one place to another. It would give you a clue.
Your Honor.
Listen to me. You could tell me from today till tomorrow. You had a contract of sale. Contract of sale is you do not go outside the 4 corners of this contract. This is the only contract that exists. Not what was in the window, not what was in the window, not what was in your mind, not what was in their mind. Only this contract of sale. It's a cheap lesson. I hope you learn, and I hope everybody else out there learns.
Well, it was kind of like, it was misleading because she says the engine runs great. She
Madam, the engine didn't run. You couldn't even tell.
He told me not to tow it.
Does it look like you're losing? And C, nothing. Your case is dismissed.
Party, guys.